fade in.
I need a username. And I have a great one. Little Kid Lover. That way people will know exactly where my priorities are at.
By the way, he gave me permission to touch him.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
How dare you?
Put a chick in it, make her gay.
I love nothing more than to be dragged out at every fucking conceivable opportunity so you can fucking current date us.
And it's got a big woman in it, make it gay.
This is the first time that we see a woman and the first time that we see a black woman in this area and this world.
But Mrs. Kennedy, Bambi's a baby deer.
Baby deer, put a chick in it, make her gay.
And the kid used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight and then watch the hair come back up again. If I learned about roaches, I learned about kids jumping on my lap.
No, God! The power of one!
And if you have a problem with that, come fight me. Physically. Bitch.
Has anyone taken
Power of two.
If you don't like it, don't watch it. Peace.
The power of many.
It counts as a disability where a video game like Elden Ring is concerned if you have a kid. You have a 2-year-old, you're trying to play Elden Ring, you can't pause. That is a situational disability that you have.
You think that I'm retarded?
Sexism in gaming.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
No trial, no nothing.
The games industry is diverse naturally. Not because anyone's making them be diverse. Because the world is diverse, you stupid mother.
F***ing pronouns! F***ing gender ambiguity! You serious?
Journalists, we have a special jail for journalists.
Serious crap!
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come. You keep doing that, no one up here is gonna call you Donald Trump anymore. We're gonna call you Donald Duck.
Weird, weird.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Oh, you know it, lad. You know that, Hassan Piker? I'm coming to kill you in Los Angeles at your house. Or in the ring? No, in real life.
All right, to be fair though, come on. We had to cover Alyssa Mercante this year, so she made it into the intro, man, and I haven't redone the intro for a while. So I was lucky just to get the audio issues fixed so we could even have an intro before the stream. I was planning on spending more time working on it, but then it's like I got tied up playing a game with my kid, and then of course my 9-year-old daughter, almost 10, is playing the first Halo campaign, and it is beyond painful to watch her play. I'm not even joking, guys. It is the most brutal thing I have ever seen. We show up to watch this guy's stream, and he tortures us with the worst journos in the history of the world like it's been flashbanged. Oh, dude, that Hassan Piker clip, it will never get old. Best thing ever. Hey, Mari, long time no see. What the hell did I just watch? You just watched Art, man. Lugia, how's it going, dude? You watched Art. That was beautiful, fantastic art. I don't know what you guys are complaining about so much. So proud. Yeah. So happy that Julius Reid is gone. Oh, trust me, I know we are doing the special edition tonight, the Black History Month edition. I messaged Kata today. New Blackstreet is actually streaming right now. They're probably wrapping up soon here. And I said, dude, if I ever had a night that I needed a co-host, it would be tonight. I love Kata. He's black. He could speak from the position of, blackness, if you will. But it's beautiful. This is going to be a fun stream. I'm going to try really hard to not go and get myself canceled after this one. My father was horrible, like one motion control at a time, but he beat it. Stop putting things like Julius Reid on your cover. Background music is something you expect to hear during those Maria Menounos promos at ABC. Dude, that's the whole point. It's like conflicting, emotions, man. I'm trying to like calm you and shock you all at the same time. Okay, before we get started, real quick here, I'm going to do the quick promo shit. I recently got an affiliate code with Poggers. I have not tried them yet. I am not an energy drink guy per se. They do have some stuff that's not energy drinks. They've got like some pre-workout stuff, some relaxation stuff. So if this is a brand you're familiar with, if you use it at all, go check out the link I have down below. And of course, I still have my affiliate link in the description for instant gaming. If you guys are picking up Monster Hunter Wilds, even though you can have a beard as a woman, if that doesn't bother you, which doesn't bother me, you can get a discounted code for that as well. And of course, if you need a new PC, like NS just got a new PC, but he didn't buy it through me. It's okay. He's in the UK, so I can forgive him for that. Go check out Meta PCs. I think that covers all of our bases there. What's the eye of the beholder? Are we talking about attractiveness, or are we talking about Joy Reid? Because clearly those don't go in the same sentence. Also, disclaimer. The weather here is kind of spotty. So we're supposed to get like high winds tonight. I have no idea if we're going to have power outages or not. Just keep that in mind. If the stream randomly dies, it could be the weather. Just saying. All right. So we can go ahead and jump into our first topic because my wife has already told me we got like a 2-hour window tonight. So I need to be wrapping up by like 11:30 at the latest. Hey Hook, how's it going, dude? So and I've got like 40 thumbnails, not thumbnails, tabs open on my computer. Oh, that I considered it art. Okay. Disclaimer, I've been trying to think of completely coming up with a brand new intro, making it more fun, creative, all that kind of crap. Haven't had a moment to think about it. He's talking about stealing eyes like the crab lady from Farscape. Such a nice guy. Hassan Piker, beautiful human being, inside and out. The best of humanity. He definitely is the best of us. No question there. No sarcasm at all. Hassan Piker is truly a beautiful, wonderful... I can't even. Man's a horse's ass. Let me check NS's top secret scant's? No, scant's not a word. Well, scant's a word, just not in that concept. Let's see here. Oh, yes, your favorite word there. Oh, yeah, Gaza the Hutt. Well, Gaza the Hutt's not black, so I'm not going to talk about her tonight. We are only talking about issues related to people who are of a certain melanin amount tonight. And guys, I'm honest, I'm not doing this to sound racist. I'm trying to use the right language that we've been told on Twitter for the last 48 hours we're supposed to use. Some Japanese users getting harassed. Oh, well, okay, so Nightcore, I'm not getting into the lolly type stuff. I'm not going to get into the anime conversations. I don't really care if people like anime and if they prefer that type of animation. I'm not going to defend it. I'm not going to attack it. I nothing it, and I'm not going to dip my toes into that water at all. Like, not even close. The horses took offense to that. Yeah, there's a lot of offense to be taken. All right. We gotta bear down and focus, guys, because like I told you, we got like a solid 2-hour window, and then I gotta get some sleep. So if it's melanin, we mailing out. Yeah, I am clearly lacking melanin. I don't have much on me. Oh, it wasn't about that. No, Nightcore, I saw somebody accusing Japanese people of being PDF files because they'll have anime, because apparently anime promotes that, which I've never ever believed or seen with my own 2 eyes, but I don't know. Kick his HD. Dude, I'm on like, what? I had 3 cups of coffee today. This is coffee number 3, and I had a cup of tea like 2 hours ago, so I'm locked and loaded, ready to go. You gotta stay away from those people. Those people are as crazy as people attacking them. Dude, John, honestly, I have been watching people like slaying each other on Twitter for the last 48 hours over how much melanin a black person truly has. It has been the most asinine thing I've ever seen in my life. It is truly beautiful to behold because the entire shit show is, I'm not kidding, I've got like 30 tabs open of just people completely acting unhinged due to one girl not being black enough for a Twitch tournament. But that's the last story we're going to go through. Let's go through these other ones first. Real quick, I don't want to set, you know, guys, YouTube tells you to set a goal for like members or super chats or any of that kind of stuff. I feel gross I feel gross setting a goal or a timer for any of this kind of crap. So I'm not going to touch that. Hey, big ship. All right. I think enough of us are here. We should just go ahead and get started on the topics because there are some real doozies in here that we got to get to. So first things first, I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this. Assassin's Creed Shadows apparently has leaked an entire month ahead of time. All right. So from Games Radar Plus, a month from launch, Ubisoft confirms players have access to Assassin's Creed Shadows ahead of its official release, advises you to stay in the shadows to avoid spoilers. Oh yeah, no, Hollywood is complete degenerate filth, but anime is what they go after. Yeah. A Korean faking being Japanese. Dude, no, honestly, Japanese people on Twitter are so often accused of not really being Japanese. You all know Shohei Kondo, right? The YouTuber. I'm not even going to attest to the fact that he lives in Japan versus the US. Some people say he doesn't really live in Japan. I don't care. The man is a Japanese person, and people say he's not actually Japanese. It's insane. Absolutely bonkers. So, yeah, apparently Assassin's Creed Shadow has leaked. I have confirmed it. We've seen some clips of it on Discord, and it is real. Now, I am not going to actually go through and play any of this because, again, we can't do that on the stream. I'll get taken down by Ubisoft, copyright struck, whatever. We're not going to go there. However, it is truly fascinating. A lot of people are actually speculating that this was done by Ubisoft to try and garner excitement or sympathy for this game. All right? Honest to God, they're feeling like this is one of those things.
Do I need to be liked? Absolutely not.
Oh no, we're starting already.
Do I need to be liked? Absolutely not. Do I need to be liked? Absolutely not.
Yo, NS, you got Patriots. Poor guy had to sink all of his money into a dating service. Dude, NS with the 5 gifted already. Holy crap, man. Thank you so much. You got to hang on to your money. Oh yeah, still Japanese, but they're trying to say he's not Japanese. You felt the same for goals for supers? Yeah, Mari, it's a very strange thing to be like, I'm just going to put this little goal out there and I'm not going to say anything. It's like when they have member goals on YouTube or Twitch streams and you see that little ticker at the bottom. And I get it. For some people, it is their job. It's what pays their bills. I'm not shaming anybody. But for me personally, I feel like I'd feel like I'm begging, you know? Big picture question. Do you think this leak was deliberate? Yes, I think it is. Because such a funny shield, because the first thing he said was, guys, it's good like Tsushima. He didn't just say it's good like Tsushima, said the combat or like the assassinations, the stealth felt as good as Tsushima. Each gifted adds 30 units of melanin, so now you're decently melanated. All right, dude, we are all half black. Are we quarter black, half black? Whatever. This female looks like a feminine man. They weren't even trying to make her as feminine as possible. They were like, well, if we give a female passing character, we can tell everybody, well, you have your big black samurai, Yasuke, and you've got Naoe, who's the Japanese woman, and that's good enough, right? You have to be stereotyped Japanese to be seen Japanese to those people, yeah, but then they would also say you're the other white meat because you're Asian. NS, thanks again for the 5 gifted. You're freaking awesome. You can't just speak English since Assassin's Creed Shadows. Criticizing it makes them not actually Japanese, apparently. Yeah. Yeah, so it says Assassin's Creed Shadows had leaked almost a month ahead of its March 20th date. Spotted by folks over at Reset Era. Okay, there's your first concern. Reset Era is a forum full of lefties. So if Ubisoft was going to leak it anywhere to anybody, that would be the forum that they would use. If it was leaked by somebody that was a anti-Ubisoft, anti-woke, whatever, somebody who just wanted to like get out there and try to screw with Ubisoft, it would have been on 4chan or something like that, right? There's no way it would be on Reset Era. And independently verified by Games Radar Plus, a member of Ubisoft's community team shared the following message to the official Assassin's Creed Discord. We are aware players have access to Assassin's Creed Shadows ahead of its official release. The development team is still working on patches to prepare the experience for launch, and any footage shared online does not represent the final quality of the game. Here's the problem. Yes, there's probably going to be a day one patch, and I saw Grum's getting roasted over this because he's all like, oh, you know, it'd be fun to see the difference between now and the day one patch. Well, clearly the game isn't coming out for a month. I get that. But what I find interesting is that they're that concerned about gameplay footage leaking when the game is supposed to be ready to go. Obviously, there'll be a, you know, a day one patch for bug fixes and all that kind of stuff, but the combat and game mechanics are going to be the same roughly, even if they try to fix some stuff up, right? So the fact that if this wasn't done on purpose, that they're so worried about it is pretty telling. Jaymon, thanks for subscribing. You're white adjacent. Yeah, anybody who's partially Asian or Asian at all is white adjacent. Yellow out, white in. Some weirdos on the internet assume that you're a white American sometimes. People assume you to be a man is so weird. Mari, you know, honestly, if it was 20 years ago, you kind of assumed that any woman, attractive or otherwise, white, Asian, doesn't matter what they were. If you were a guy, you assumed that 99% of people on the internet were just male. People playing girls in video games were guys. People using female pictures as like catfish accounts were probably guys. It's not that way anymore. But again, back in the day, it was mostly dudes playing games and everything else. Well, if she's a pretty man, she's a prettier man than this female character in Assassin's Creed Shadows. Because this doesn't... Like, I'm the first person to say I don't need some, like, bombshell, sex pistol, femme fatale character in every game I play. But what I find weird is that they chose to make such a generic, bland... It's like Star Wars Outlaws all over again. I'm not looking for a sexualized character. I'm looking for one that's not bland. Why is it so bland? You know? Yeah, well, I think, honestly, there's a reason for that, Mari, because a lot of people in Japan rightfully assume that that's what the gamers want. And that's exactly what they want, is attractive characters, especially attractive females. Not VTubers and AI-generated chicks catfishing dudes, even in LinkedIn. LinkedIn's a fun one. LinkedIn is a very strange group of people on there. Good to see you, Blu-ray. Typing's hard. Dude, honestly, everything in life is hard. It's harder if you're stupid. Luckily, nobody in my chat is. So it says, leaks are unfortunate and can diminish the excitement for players. We kindly ask you to not spoil the experience. Thank you for our community. To our community for already taking steps to protect everyone from spoilers. Stay in the shadows, avoid the spoilers, and keep an eye on our channel for more official surprises in the coming weeks. Dude, this was planned. This was planned by Ubisoft. Think about that. Stay in the shadows, avoid the spoilers, and keep an eye on our channel for more official surprises in the coming weeks. That reads like they're in on it. Speak for yourself, responsible married dad. I'm looking for who... Hey, here's the thing, John. I am not going to try and deprive you of that in your game. I just don't personally look for that as the thing that makes the game great for me. That's the difference between me and somebody telling you you shouldn't have that in your game at all. I don't care. Like, I went through my teens and early 20s with my games with the sexy characters and stuff. It's not that I never enjoyed that. I just don't care about that now. That's it. That's all it is. Character looks more like an indigenous American than someone of Oriental descent. Yeah, I would say that's fair. Let me see here. So next up, we got to touch briefly on this again because it gets in Black History Month, right? Assuming you to be a man is okay. Telling you that you're lying, pretending to be... Yeah. To be female Japanese is so wild to me. Like, why would I do that? Doesn't surprise me at all. So, again, we're not going to delve into Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 because that's a game that's 99.9% white, and this is Black History Month, so we're going to stay true to the stream title tonight. But we do have to talk about this because a lot of people on Twitter have been saying that it's only racism because people have been trying to remove Musa from Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 in mods. And this is a mod that Nexus Mods took down. But you can see clearly in front of me here, this mod where you can play Musa as Henry, a black man in place of the white man, is still available. And for whatever reason, this doesn't violate their terms of service, doesn't violate their code of conduct, whatever. So again, rules for thee, not for me. Blatant hypocrisy on display from Nexus Mods, but again, it's Black History Month, so it's okay. Dude, that's... is it Varakilia? I can't, I'm not even going to try to pretend to pronounce your name, but yeah, 100%. It really strikes me as funny when they go after the games that are like First Descendant, like, Stellar Blade, even the ones like that where it's not... I wouldn't even consider most of that Gunner bait, right? When they call it Gunner games. And those are the ones that they call softcore or straight up like pornography. And I'm like, dude, I have to put a filter on my game, on my Steam account, to not see what is legitimately pornographic, right?
How much you care. it is like this tangible thing that you can point to and say, hey man, I love you, this many dollars worth.
I think that Ubisoft devs are sabotaging their own game so they can be bought out by China. It's all part of the plan.
Nexus does not have a code of conduct. They have ideology 100%, dude. Perfectly said. Yeah, Lucia, thanks for the 5, dude. Yeah, honestly, I don't know that's like massive tinfoil hat. Like, I can respect it. I'm a big fan of the tinfoil hats, right? That's an interesting take. I don't know. But to leak it as an attempt to lower their value in an attempt to get... Again, here's the thing. When Smash JT had that fake leak that McDizzle sent him, and then he reported on it, one thing that I found to be true in his video, even though the entire thing was based on a lie, was that the studio is worth more. The company is worth more with a prospective game ready to launch than it is with a failed game after the game is launched. So Tencent hasn't bought Ubisoft yet. That is still, you know, on the back burner. That has not happened yet. They've not come to a deal. They haven't broken up Ubisoft like they've talked about and, you know, divvied it up, whatever. So I don't know that at this point, with less than a month to go, it would make sense to tank the game. I think at this point, they're probably trying to generate as much excitement for it as possible. China, yeah. And when eventually remake Shadow, Jessica will be replaced with Ryan Gosling. Well, it is a very interesting thing to think about, given the fact that, you know, and I hate to do the blanket Asians don't like black people comment, but we have seen examples of that in China where they've removed, like, Anthony Mackie from posters for Captain America, Brave New World. God, that name is so tongue-in-cheek. It's totally on the nose. But yeah, Luigi, I think it's not a bad theory. I just don't know, man. Seems like that would be such an West Taiwan, Susano. Yes, exactly. When you get developers to divorce from the project, these devs didn't create the original Assassin's Creed series games with all the ancient alien stuff. See, I didn't care for the alien part of it, but man, I did love the overarching theme, the connecting storyline about the original games. You lived in China, it's true. Okay, well, there you go, David Chen. Tencent has 50% strength to make decisions in Ubisoft board members meeting. It's just less than 50. I think it's like 40 some odd percent. Just a day job to them? Yeah. It's true. It is true. Let me see. What else we got next? Now we've got this one. Did you guys even hear about this one? And again, this is all happening in the magical month that is Black History Month, right? And this is one I had not even heard about. This must be one of the chicks from Black Panther. Marvel Studios' Okoye series, I don't even want to pretend to know how to pronounce that, is no longer moving forward, confirms Brad Winderbaum. I think fans of Okoye are going to be excited to see her come back, but I don't think it's going to be in a television show. There's a lot to look forward to. Now, was this the main royal guard that T'Challa had, or like this looks like a completely different person? All I know is like I couldn't tell one of the bald chicks apart from the others, but apparently this is the thing that's not happening now. Black Senpai told me as much. It's confirmed. Black Viking agreed too. With Elon being a gamer adjacent, dude, I don't even want to call Elon a gamer at this point. He'd have a small part of his team go against some of the ideological censorship in some of these gaming modding whatever companies. You know what, DB? My biggest concern with Elon, the fake gamer that he is that when he starts talking about AI, like Grok, however he wants to pronounce it, I'm just gonna call it Grok because it's the way it's spelled. When he starts talking about like Grok making AI games, I have a serious issue with that because we've seen just in some of the indie games that I've played, when they use a heavy amount of AI, it's not good, right? Really not good. This was her? Okay. I mean, if she had, I'm going to be a bigot for a second. If she had hair, she'd probably be really attractive. Not going to lie. No, she's far better looking than Joy Reid. I think that this person could be I mean, not everyone's attracted to black people or other people of different races. Not every, okay, whatever. I'm saying objectively, this is a much better looking person than Joy Reid. And I think she'd be pretty if she had actual hair. AI integrated into your brain chip. Yeah, that would be something. Oh, and Jay, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate it, dude. I would have liked a show about his sister, but they buried her because she was traditional values or something. So, Oblivion, the sister is the one that they decided to take up the mantle of Black Panther, I guess, which was really weird because they made that decision after she spoke out against the vaccine mandates or whatever. So I found that fascinating that they decided to give her the mantle of Black Panther. But at the same time, I think that they kind of shot themselves in the foot because while I didn't like Michael B. Jordan's acting in Black Panther, I thought Michael B. Jordan was trash in Black Panther, guys. I know everyone's like, oh, he's the best villain, the most well-developed villain. I thought Michael B. Jordan in Black Panther was laughably terrible as far as his acting went. However, I would have loved to see them redeem the character, bring him back, and have him become the Black Panther, I think, if there was any way they could have done it, rather than just giving it off to his sister, which did surprise me. So, Black History Month is canceled. Mahendra, the funniest part is I feel like there are so many of these things where Black History Month no longer has the impact that it used to have. Far better than Joy Reid includes most men. You are not wrong. You are... Funny timing that you say that, because now we're talking about Beau DeMayo, the gay, very buff, very lewd, picture-taking man that he is, who was the showrunner of X-Men 97, seasons 1 and 2, I think, was almost in the books. He said he had locked 9 episodes in for season 2 before he got canned. So, Joey Reid used to rock the Trump wig, yeah. Yeah, no, I have no problem with Michael B. Jordan as an actor. I've heard him say some decent things. Like, I don't feel like he's any worse than the average actor in Hollywood, whether it's a matter of wokeness or, ideology or acting. I think he can probably act just fine. I thought he did a really, really crappy job acting that character out. Did YouTube eat my abortion joke? Probably. Let me scroll up and see. Hang on. I'm not trying to ignore Streamlabs. I'm just trying to... I gotta get through this. Hang on. Yeah, NS, I don't see... After your last comment, I don't see it. Yeah. Let me refresh Streamlabs chat. Hang on. Kind of want William Adams in Assassin's Creed, a real samurai, because he was the actual title, I think. Yeah, William Adams is who the... What's the name of those games? Starts with an N, samurai games. Don't get cheeky in the chat, not that N-word. Crap, I think it was an N. But yeah, he was the English samurai. He actually became a samurai, yes. Some random black scientist because he thought about making an electric bulb. By his mind, it was advertised by Cartoon Network. So, Beau DeMayo is the one who was unceremoniously fired after making season 1 of X-Men 97, which is probably the best Disney Marvel product other than, I guess, one of the Spider-Man movies in the recent years. And allegedly, it was over the fact that he had some lewd photos on like an OnlyFans account that he was running. But I do find it interesting that now he is actually calling out Disney and Marvel massively. You see Rob Liefeld down here saying, get Kevin Feige off the mound he's spent. Beau DeMayo quote tweeting him. And the funny thing is, I'm pretty sure Rob Liefeld is a conservative. Beau DeMayo's not, but everyone's kind of teaming up to dunk on Disney. So again, not a good Black History Month for Disney either, especially after they decided to remove Anthony Mackie from the poster for China. Neo. Yeah, Neo, I think is how it's pronounced. Thanks, guys. Dude, that's what I'm saying, NS. I'm like, not that N-word, different N-word. I knew it was like a short... I was thinking now like Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yasuke was a slave? Yeah, I mean, he came with the Jesuits. He was not an equal with them. So, I hate to do this to you guys. I have a copy of Neo. I just need to play it at some point. No, Neo is not inspired from Yasuke. Absolutely not. Celebrating Black History Month, now we got the cover of 17 is this person, Zaya Wade, who apparently is a trans dude, trans woman, whatever you want to call it. Very disgusting. I don't understand why this is a thing, especially on a magazine like 17. The person's not even 18 years old yet. You see this weirdo with a face mask on Twitter saying a black trans girl on the cover of a teen magazine. I'm happy to say I lived to see it. Congratulations, Zaya. So happy Black History Month. We have a trans teenager on the cover of a teen magazine. Of course, Amala I always butcher her name, Ekpunobi, I think it is, saying Zao Wade is 17 years old. 17 is choosing to spotlight a minor who's harming themselves in the name of gender theory. This should not be promoted. It's not something for young people to aspire to, 100%. But again, it's more of what we've seen. I even took out a photo that I found on Twitter of these two very large black lesbians, one proposing to the other, because I'm like, nobody knows who these people are. It's just more cringe. Like my timeline for the last 2 days, I'm not kidding, guys. The reason that tonight I'm like, we are doing a Black History Month stream, because my timeline interacting with some of these accounts over this Twitch streamer has been nothing but unhinged, deranged black Twitter. And it's like, I knew that it existed. I just didn't realize how demented it was. Okay. Get that thing off my screen. He was on a stream hosted by Gooch. Oh, really? Well, no, I've seen Bo on a few different interviews and streams. But yeah, it's weird. He is definitely like he addresses in that Twitter post talking about how Disney's a bunch of like racist old white people, and I'm like, well, I might agree with you on some aspects of that. We probably wouldn't agree on a lot of other things politically, but it is funny that Bo was one of the ones on The Witcher who stuck up for Henry Cavill when he worked on The Witcher for Netflix and said, yeah, Henry Cavill got the raw end of the deal. Bo DeMeo was one of the guys saying, I'm not going to have that happen on X-Men 97, and then he got fired before the second season. So very interesting stuff, right? Now we get to Joy Reid. This is beautiful. I have not listened to this clip. How are we doing on time? 10 o'clock. All right, cool. We still got an hour and a half left. We got plenty of time. So I have not listened to this video. I know the Quartering, a bunch of people made big videos about this, covering this. We can all watch this together. If you have not seen this, Joy Reid got canned, and this was apparently her response video. I'm going to play it for you guys right now because I'm sure it is beautiful. Hang on.
I'm sorry. That what I was doing had value. And in the end, I'm sorry, I try not to cry on TV. And this is kind of like me on TV, so I apologize. And then it mattered. I see Karen is there, and
I don't know who Karen is, but it's really funny because there's another clip going around online where she calls like white women Karens with their fake crocodile tears and stuff. And I'm like, literally doing the same thing, right? Black Twitter also does race swaps of Japanese anime characters. Yeah, exactly. Keep volume low on video. Let me see how loud that is.
She's been texting me as
there
well.
We go.
And so what I will just say is that in the end, thank you. Where I land is that the moment that of guilt that I felt, that I went hard on so many issues, whether it was the Black Lives Matter issues of a young.
The Black Lives Matters issues. I mean, lady, it's 2025. Nobody cares anymore. At this point now, it's really telling when accounts who used to have BLM in their bio have kind of like ditched it and said, no, we're good. We're not going to like associate with that. Once it came out that not only did the founders of Black Lives Matter not give a shit, but that they were taking all that money and buying mansions and property and stuff, the whole thing was exposed as a grift. Now, there are still people who have like the BLM shit in their bio. You're probably going to see a few of those as we go through these next few tweets. But it is really funny to see.
Baby or a mom or a dad that was killed, or when we opened up people's eyes to the fact that Asian Americans were being targeted and not just Black folks oh
yeah, Asian Americans. Fun fact, when the whole Stop Asian Hate thing came out, and that was a big deal, the statistics showed that there was only one demographic who was really attacking the Asians quite readily, and so that kind of went away because it was like, oh, that's unfortunate, right? So Assassin's Creed leak, Musama, Disney Plus crap, Bo D, trans cover kid, and now this lady, what a banger. Dude, and I'm saving the best for last. I'm not kidding. I have 30 unhinged tweets pulled up, ready to go to show you guys. All right, ready to go. Can't delete my previous comment, nobody read it. I'm gonna see if it's still there. Yeah, Mr. Hardcore Mode, BLM is a money laundering scheme, 100%, or scam, whatever. And again, it was very telling. It was so telling that anytime a innocent Black child, like there was one that got killed in a drive-by shooting during a BLM protest, a little black girl, I cannot remember her name. I wish I could. And she died because of the result of a drive-by shooting during a BLM protest, and BLM didn't speak up for her at all. It was like, yeah, that 100% exposed BLM to be what it was. It was all about money laundering. It's all it was, 100%. Stop Asian hate was Chinese propaganda. Targeted by whom? Yeah.
Went hard for immigrants who've done nothing but come to this country like my parents did and try to make a life and defended them. Or whether we've talked about what the president is doing that is subversive to the Constitution, that is injurious to our liberty, defending books that people find inconvenient, that Nicole Hannah-Jones put into our spirit, that we need to understand 1619 as the real founding of this country.
So the 1619, I saw this part of this clip earlier. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. The entire point of the 1619 Project book that was written is that Americans, the original settlers from England, weren't coming here to escape high taxation, religious persecution, authoritarian government in England, whatever. They weren't trying to set their own colony. They were trying to keep their slaves, and at that time, the English wouldn't let them. Correct? But if I'm not mistaken, England didn't abolish slavery as a practice for, what, another 100 years? I could be off there. I don't know. Hey, Tekla, how's it going, dude? That's why I don't like English dubbed anime, because voice actors bad-mouthing anime. Yeah. Well, we've seen that before, though, where a lot of the American voice actors or people doing the English dubs don't like the content of the thing that they're doing the dubs for, and so they change it, Yeah, no, unfortunately, Joy Reid I don't know if she has a genuine opinion or if everything she has ever talked about is just like more regurgitated crap. We don't even need to watch the last 30 seconds of this. It's irrelevant. But of course, then we have Keith Olbermann, the complete lunatic that he is. Special preview of Monday's Countdown podcast. Of course, MSNBC's firing of Joy Reid was racist. They've only had 4 women of color host their own shows. They've now fired them all. Okay, so this is where we get into that conversation about meritocracy over, diversity, right? If these people, if all 4 of those women were the only people, or sorry, people of color, not just, women. I think one of them was the gay black guy. I can't remember his name. Don Lemon. I can't remember if he was MSNBC or CNN. But if 4 black people of color, whatever term they want to use, were fired, are they the only people that were fired? And were they fired because of their skin color, or were they fired because of the fact that they weren't having good ratings, because they were pissing off their audience, chasing them away to other networks, not doing as good a job as they could, pushing their own beliefs rather than actually reporting on the news? I mean, there's a million other reasons that you could actually, espouse it being racism, but other than like, oh no, they got fired, so clearly it's racism, right? Oh, that's interesting. That there's trying to leak stuff having to do with Jeffrey, huh? Oh, that wouldn't surprise me. Guys, we haven't seen anything from Jeffrey. The guy who absolutely did not kill himself. American voice acting community is just dog shit? Yeah. Anytime I watch a respected Japanese film and the voice acting is done by talented British stage actors. Well, the problem is Joy's terribly racist. The problem with Joy Reid and people like that, and we'll get into that in a second when we see all these people on Twitter who are just losing their minds over whether or not somebody's black, is the more you push the need for segregated spaces, the more you push the idea that DEI is necessary to have equality or equity or whatever the hell word they want to use, it creates more racism. We've seen this. We've seen this time and time again where one black guy will pop up somewhere and people say DEI, and it's like, well, you don't know that that guy's a DEI hire. You don't know that they put that person there for DEI. You're assuming it because you've seen so much diversity initiative push. That doesn't mean that every black guy or every black woman is a DEI hire. The problem is the need for DEI as a function of society has created this weird situation where we actually have more racism than we would have had otherwise, because of the fact that people are like, everywhere I see, we're getting like this diversity push, and it's not natural. It's not happening organically like it used to. And it's unfortunately creating a much bigger issue. It says British left the country, but they left brown Englishmen who still have style. Brown Englishman? Can you have a brown Englishman? Because if you're brown and in England, you're British if you're a citizen there, but you're not English if you're brown. unless one of your parents was English. This is another thing we're not going to get into tonight, but like, whereas American is not a quote-unquote ethnic group, it's a citizen group, and you have a same mindset of your culture, different cultures within the United States, obviously. People get into that argument about whether American ethnicity is European or just American. The reality is English people exist. They're the native people of England. Like, it's truly an ethnic group. So it's really funny you say brown English. That's a very interesting terminology there. Planes crashed by pilot error in Canada. Dude, I've seen so many planes on fire, smoking, rolling, crashing. It's absolutely insane. Sports sexual content. Yes. So Night Court, Joy Reid, and by extension, every other lunatic like her, probably Keith Olbermann as well. These people are all the same ones who will say, oh, they're banning books in libraries that teach you, important things. And in there will be some book about, my trans drag queen dog's lesbian partner or some shit like that. Or, how to please yourself with, it's just disgusting. It's just filth, right? Bringlish, I don't know. It's irrelevant what some people think of you because they're insane. That this is true. And you're not going to make everybody love you. You're not going to make everybody want to be your friend. And in fact, if you're honest in life, even if you're, like, I try to be pretty even keel, not unhinged. I try to be pretty sensible and logical in life. You're going to have people that you piss off, whether you are trying to or not, just by trying to be logical. That's a great book. Well, and see, the thing is, I wouldn't call for that book to be censored or gotten rid of, because if that book is for somebody, go for it, but it shouldn't be in front of children. That's the thing that they always go back to, So Chris Evans, not Captain America, very, very ironic Twitter handle there, says, Joy Reid, Jonathan Capehart, Eamon Moyeldon, and Katie Fang have been kicked from MSNBC's lineup. Notice any consistencies? So to this I would ask, do you think because two brown people are one man, one female, are both brown, that they're exactly the same person? So one's Asian, one's clearly like some sort of, I would assume, Arabic or maybe Israeli man. Okay, so none of them are white. So the hell what? Like I said, what? They all suck, And it's true. Do they all have bad ratings? Then yeah, then they all deserve to be fired. It's that simple. Why there's so many plane crashes? Every app scans what you're watching. So, oh, dude, it's insane. Mahendra on Discord was saying earlier about that app that Android phones automatically install now that basically goes through all of your pictures, like it's trying to help you look through your photos to see if there's anything. Yeah, it's pretty insane. Like, honest to God, the YouTube algorithm, your Twitter algorithm, your social media advertising that you see, all of it is so intertwined and connected. You Google search something on your phone and you get on your computer if it's linked to your Gmail account, and that's the first ad that pops up. Cultural Marxist got kicked, simple. Yeah, pretty much. 100%. All right, so we also now have the opening to her final show from Brian Stelter, Mr. Potato. Another guy who got canned because he deserved it. When you are in the midst of a crisis, and specifically a crisis of democracy, how do you resist when fascism isn't just coming, it's already here? I mean, I don't even want to play the video because this part that I paused it at, this was not even intentional, guys. I paused all the videos on my Twitter tab so they're not playing when I open them, and this is just where it paused. I was thinking about using this for the thumbnail. You can turn it off in a Google setting. I know, but man, I be lazy sometimes, okay? It just is what it is. DB Wild says, the only true similarities that people have is that they were all hate mongers, peddlers of propaganda, color, sex, whatever does not enter into it. You're right. Maybe start by putting down the soda and candy, Brian. Here's the thing. Let me ask you guys a question. Let me ask you guys an honest to God question. And this is not a call to arms or incitement of violence because I don't do that shit, I'm somebody that believes we all should be armed. If you live in the United States, if you're a citizen of this country, you should have some form of protection, both against criminals and against people who do you harm, i.e. the government possibly sometimes, right? So I believe that that's just necessary for our society here in the United States. If I truly believed that there was some dictator-like government, which we damn near had about 4 years ago, that was trying to truly end democracy, and install the Fourth Reich to where we wouldn't have any right to say or do whatever we want to in this country. It was all going to be determined by the government, and we'd just have to get along or be put into a camp, right? Do you not think that those of us who truly believed in the right to life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, right to bear arms, all that good shit, right? That we wouldn't take up arms against the government at that point? So if all these people truly believe the government is so deep into fascism that it's unsavable, it cannot be saved, then why are they not doing the same thing? Why are they not, actually doing something to mobilize against this government? Right? It doesn't make any sense. Wearing a condom at all times, huh? Dude, get one of those, like the booby guns off of Austin Powers. You might be too young for that reference, I don't know. It is just fear-mongering. We have to fight fascism, fat person checking out the line at Walmart. And John, they could do the same thing about right-wingers, where it's just some old fat guy in a motorized cart at Walmart getting his pork rinds and stuff. But the reality is most normal, sane people who are either right of center, moderates, right wing, whatever, are just going to be like, we know that we are supposed to have the ability to protect ourselves if the government ever truly tries to come for us, and therefore you have to be armed to do that. Glock is a fantastic gun if you like boring, dependable guns. Glocks always work. That's why cops use them here. They don't have any safeties. There might be a trigger safety, but Glocks are good. I'm a Smith & Wesson guy just because brand loyalty, that's it. I have a couple of Smith & Wessons. My first AR was a Smith & Wesson that I modified. Smith & Wesson's a little cheaper than Glock. That's why I'm a big fan of Smith & Wesson. They're still dependable, but they're not quite as expensive. But yeah, Glock's a good gun. Oh, that 100% Tekla. And look, do I love that every single conservative, or even, whatever you want to call him at this point, goes on stage and does the whole Roman salute thing? No. It's almost as cringe now as Elon and Grums on Twitter talking about how they're going to save, the world through creating an AI game studio. There's a lot of cringe out there. There's a lot of things where I just kind of roll my eyes. But at the end of the day, does it bother me? No. Do I hate it? No, it's just annoying. I'm a Western fan, so whatever Clint Eastwood is armed with. Mr. Hardcore mode, I have weapons and I never use them at the range because my state kind of sucks, and so there's a very limited amount of proper rifle ranges within driving distance of me. And I'm also really lazy and I don't like spending money on ammo, and so when you go to shoot your ammo, it gets really expensive. But I finally bought a revolver, and I gotta say, I have not shot the thing yet. It's just a little 22, right? It holds six 22 rounds. It is by far my favorite one just to kind of take apart and tinker with. I never even shot the thing, but honestly, I've never in my life even held a revolver before I got this one last year, and it is so fun. I cannot wait to take it to go plinking or whatever at the range. Oh no, Mahendra, I'm talking about if you're in the United States. Glock is Austrian. It might be, yes. I believe it's German or Austrian. Another one that's really good but very expensive is the Belgian company FN, but my lord, it's expensive. So crazy expensive. VTuber who does gun videos. I know who you're talking about. I follow them on Twitch. Gotcha Guns, I think it is. And he does a lot of, takes them apart on streaming, cleaning, and all that. Pretty sure that's who it is. All right, Joy Reid.
I think is the question. When you're in the midst of a crisis, and specifically a crisis of democracy, how do you resist? When fascism isn't just coming, it's already here. So what, if anything, can you do about it? Well, for one thing, you can try to learn from history, from what people in this situation...
Learn from history. The woman doesn't believe in the same history as the rest of the United States. So, oh God, I gotta stop. I'm not even trying to disrespect the woman like this. Just the pauses are terrible. This is why the risk you take of putting your face out there on a stream or on a network TV or whatever is you're going to have these ugly moments,
In countries around the world and in America have done before. As my friend Rachel Maddow always says, history is here to help.
YouTube's censoring a lot of stuff right now.
America hasn't always been a free country for everyone, and we've had resistance movements from day one.
But no, you're 100% correct about that, dude.
Shout out to Harriet Tubman, who was a 92%er before 92%ing was cool. And even taking up arms during this.
Funny that they show Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman was a important person in history. She did good things. But what I find hilarious is that people often like attribute quotes and stuff to her, writings and all that. And there's actually a lot of people who've gone through, done actual documentaries about that. Harriet Tubman was illiterate. She couldn't read or write, which makes sense because she was a slave, previously a slave. But unfortunately, even that is like, I hate when you take something that doesn't need to be embellished and you embellish. It's like, you can just say Harriet Tubman she was freeing the slaves and has the Underground Railroad and everything else. Great. That's quite an accomplishment in itself. But then when people start attributing things that didn't actually happen, I'm like...
Civil War, to the women's movement and the workers' rights movement and the Stonewall gay rights movement.
Stonewall, okay, yeah. Stonewall is a horrible organization. Look them up sometime. I'm sure NS can tell you all about it. Stonewall sucks. So I'm not even going to dignify the rest of her video by playing that. Let me see here. Her story, a black woman is talking, you need to be quiet and listen. Oh, dude, we're going to have enough of that as we get through the rest of these Twitter posts. Jakarta Edie, I don't know, people I've never heard about. Black women are unstoppable, no matter the obstacles. This is what I'm trying to get to tonight. This is what I'm trying to understand. How did we get to this point where, okay, let's spell it out. Alyssa Mercante, white woman, Italian woman, says, you can't be racist against white people because of the system of oppression and the way that the hierarchy is set up. White people are on the top and the blacks are on the bottom. Okay. That's her belief. At one point in society, that was true. When you had slavery, when you had indentured servants, when you had prior to civil rights movements, okay? There were absolutely things that were designed to hold back people who were not white. That's a given. The issue I have now is you're looking at a society where you have the majority of white people living today never did anything when it came to segregating against black people, forcing labor out of them, any of these kind of things. So we're just kind of sitting here going, why are we taking shots and being told, sit down, shut up, a black woman speaking, when we never did anything to that black woman? You know what I'm saying? Unstoppable at McDonald's. Dude, you are brutal. Holy crap. Trump celebrations of Black History Month. Let's watch that and not those race hustlers. She needs to be a world leader. Dude, Oblivion, that's the thing. When I did my video on Civilization 7, I never once said Harriet Tubman was a terrible person. She wasn't real. She sucked. She did nothing. No. She was a legitimately good person who did exist and did great things in her life. But would it make sense to make an illiterate woman your world leader?
Presence.
That's just such a stretch.
Someone how much you care. It is like this tangible
there's a
thing
banger.
That you can
Oh boy.
point to and say, hey man, I love you.
Ben Shapiro, close your ears.
Worth.
They love to talk about black powerful women but not Candace Owens. Ironic.
Now, I'm not going to go all down that rabbit hole tonight. I will say sometimes I agree with Candace Owens and sometimes I don't. But thanks to the 5, Lucia, that you're not wrong there. If you're going to talk about somebody who is powerful in that respect, you're not wrong. That is a person that definitely has a lot of listeners, a massive audience. She's Italian. Her name is Alyssa Merchant, but she chooses to go by Mercante because her and I probably have shared ancestry, okay? My grandfather on my mom's side was full-blooded Sicilian, came through Ellis Island. She's got the New York Italian thing. I'm probably related to Alyssa, not even kidding, through ancestry going back 150 years probably. Well, NS, that's the thing. A lot of people bring up the whole, if you had a White History Month, no, because every month is White History Month. No, that's not true. Or it's like, if you think that, then I don't know, dude, there's just so much to go through. Like I said, there's just way too much. She's 50-50. Plenty of indentured whites too. Yes, but Remy, that's a fun fact of history that gets covered up. The fact that, that happened both in this country and other countries to a lot of the Irish immigrants all over the world. There was actually, I believe it was a lot of the slave trade in the Middle Eastern countries of white people that were captured and sold into slavery. But again, the reality is, and this is not trying to compare victimhood, because I don't like the victimhood crap at all. I think victimhood mentality sucks and it's worthless. The point is that we shouldn't be celebrating anybody just on the basis of sex or race. That's just the way it is. Gonna go in and out the fast food place in 3 days, getting the double hamburger. Dude, I have yet to in my life go to an In-N-Out, which is a damn shame because I think we have one in my state. It's just not close. Barbie Pirates, thank you, yes. Slav, yep, 100%. Humans being trafficked as we speak. There are more slaves alive today, I do believe, than there has ever been previously in history. Like, we don't have it in the US. Yeah. Which brings us to our big topic of the evening, guys. I think I've done enough filler for this celebration of Black History Month to get to this topic today. And at the surface, this seems like such a silly thing, okay? And I want to go out there and say, I'm not on the side of either group involved in this entire debacle. And I'll explain why in a little bit. So you see this article here from The Independent. It says, mixed race Twitch streamer says she was asked to prove how black she was in order to enter a Call of Duty tournament. Now, first off, at face value, Call of Duty's trash, okay? My biggest problem with this entire thing is Call of Duty sucks. As a game, it's terrible. I used to play Call of Duty. Going back about 4 years, my buddies and I, the ones that I used to play video games with, we'd play Warzone. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Was it the best game ever? No. Was Modern Warfare the best Call of Duty? Probably not. I liked World War II and it got shit on all the time. But I wasn't a big Call of Duty guy. So I love World War II games. I thought Call of Duty World War II, the zombie mode was fantastic. I thought Modern Warfare, Warzone was a lot of fun. It's Becky Joe, I think, dude. I don't think it's Becky Jew. She's not Jewish. Okay. She's, well, as we find out, she may be part Indian, part Caribbean or something. You haven't seen this? Oh, Blu-ray. It has been all over Twitter. And the minute I started engaging with these tweets on Twitter, I'm not kidding. I don't segregate myself from any one group of people on Twitter. I follow black, white, Asian, gay, straight, Christian, atheist people on Twitter. I follow a whole smattering of people on Twitter, right? But Black Twitter is a thing. And so my Twitter feed right now is full of people talking about this Twitch streamer. And it's absolutely insane. Isn't this similar to that Disney guy who was rejected because he was half black but didn't look black in the video? This is very similar. Okay. So let me get through the article, and then I told you I've got like 20 plus tabs still open just pertaining to this. A gamer who says she is mixed race was allegedly denied entry to a US-based Call of Duty tournament curated for black women because its organizer thought she presents as white. First off, the woman, she looks mixed, but she definitely looks more white than anything else. Okay, I'll say that 100%. She definitely looks white-ish. The 25-year-old British Twitch streamer, should have known the biggest problem, she's British. Sorry, NS, I apologize. Who's known as Becky Joe. I'm going to say Becky Joe because I don't want to say Becky Jew. To her 62,000 followers, said she tried to sign up for the competition hosted by the group Black Women in Call of Duty. Before we get any further down this story, I want to clarify something. She is a Twitch partner, which means that her revenue cut is better than the average Twitch affiliate. Also, Twitch partners are open to things like contracts. They're open to bigger sponsorships. I'm sure this girl is making plenty of money. This Call of Duty tournament had a monetary prize, okay? I have not been able to find the monetary prize listed online anywhere. I cannot find it. There's no official organization website for this championship that I've been able to find, but apparently there was some cash prize. So that plays into this, okay? You got guns, end wokeness, and anime titties. Oh no, Mr. Hardcore, that's my usual Twitter feed. It's because I engaged with this stuff the last couple days. Okay. Wait. British people woke. British people, you'd have to ask NS. I think British people are probably about on the same level as Americans as far as wokeness goes. Oh, Blu-ray, this gets very, very unhinged real fast. Okay. However, the gamer's hopes of taking home a cash prize were crushed after the event's organizer, known as Tommy Michelle, said she didn't fit the entry criteria. She don't have to think about her race as a potential disadvantage or source of discrimination, except she's just now discriminated against. I love this because the hypocrisy on display is absolutely like, it's right there in your face. Michelle An Atlanta, Georgia resident allegedly wrote in a screenshot shared by Joe to X on Saturday. It's not fair, but our world is structured in a way that benefits people that look like her and not like me, so she's not allowed. I told you, I wanted to try to get Kata or maybe Atreus, one of the other guys I know, on the stream tonight. Just because I wanted to ask like the opinion of a fellow content creator who happens to be black, like, where is the reality in the middle of all this? Sure, there's racism that exists. There's racism towards whites. There's racism towards blacks. There's all sorts of potential arguments you could make. But what I don't understand is how these groups segregating themselves out makes it any better. Because if this goes back to like black girl gamers, who we'll talk about in a little bit, deciding that, well, we need to curate and have our own black girl gaming group because there's so many racists online. But when I'm playing with my kids, I'm playing Apex Legends, whatever. I'm playing on my own, Insurgency, Sandstorm. I play better games than I play with my kids. I play good games like Starship Troopers and Insurgency and stuff. Sure, there's occasionally some white guy calls another white guy the N-word, right? But I never hear genuine vitriol or anger or like racism or people telling like horrible things to each other. It just doesn't exist. There's occasional shit talk. Maybe it's more of a Call of Duty thing. I don't know. But like Call of Duty is one of these games that is so heavily scrutinized and monitored by all these like AI chatbots and stuff that I can't even imagine it's that bad. When I was playing it like every night for 5 days straight, every time I was streaming like on Twitch or whatever with my friends, 5 nights a week I'd play Call of Duty. I would never hear people being like blatantly racist. It just didn't happen. Sounds like what kind of blame? Yeah, exactly. I don't think the people are in comparison to their government. Hey, Smeg. That lady's blacker than most people here. Well, I don't know. You probably haven't seen Mr. Hardcore. He's actually black. But I'm not going to judge how black he is. In the realm of Call of Duty hate and shit talk, I'm going to dip out. No, my point is actually, I played Call of Duty off and on for a long time, and I never heard it. So, the funniest thing is when I played Apex Legends, when I first started playing it, 5 years ago, the only time I ever heard anybody use the N-word was my black friend who'd slip up and just drop it. And we're like, dude, you got to stop. You're going to get me banned on Twitch. And one time I had a black guy that was on my team call me a bum-ass N-word because he didn't like how I was playing. And I'm a white guy. I'm like, that's like one of the only times I'd ever heard it dropped on Apex Legends. So... okay, so alongside the screenshot, Joe just shared her disdain about being barred from the event despite her Caribbean heritage and allegedly sending photographs of her family as evidence. Having to prove if I am black enough, then being told I'm not black enough to play a tourney that is for black presenting women is insane. After sending family pictures, by the way, what's next? My birth certificate validating this, which states mixed white and black Caribbean on it too. She said she was disgusted by Michelle's comments, claiming she was experiencing a similar form of prejudice the group was meant to stand against. Now that 100% right there. However, this goes back to my initial issue. I am not on, what's her face, Becky Joe. I'm not on her side at all. Because you put yourself in this position trying to go and benefit from a group that is blatantly racist. And what happens? You experience racism. Well, if they would have let you in, you wouldn't have complained at all. But now you're complaining because you didn't quite fit the criteria of a racist group. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's two sides to everything. In the US, you are what you say you are. Doesn't matter if it's correct or true or whatever else. I mean, you could say you're a attack helicopter, right? That's just kind of the default. Yeah, Blu-ray, 100%. The N-word's an American thing, for sure. Although I'm sure that they use it in other parts of the world. I'm sure that the UK British black population probably uses it too. Let me see, growing up as a mixed race individual was not easy, always feeling like we didn't fit in, and I think this today is proof of that. And this is another thing that we're going to talk about too, is this whole situation with mixed race people and where do they fit in, right? In another X post on Sunday, Jo again shared her dismay for feeling she didn't fit in, despite her dad allegedly being 100% black and mom being 100% white. With one social media user claiming Jo was a biracial woman who clearly presents as white, along with sharing a photograph of her perched on a bed and chair, the gamer sarcastically replied, "Someone let me know how I'm presenting myself as white here. Did I sit wrong?" Okay, well, we don't even need the rest of this because we're going to be going through the rest of this. Let's see. Michelle, who ran the group's tournament, took to Twitch on Monday to explain her reasoning, and we'll play the Twitch clip as well. She said, after attempting to message Joe on the instant messaging platform Discord on Friday, stating the tournament was only for black women, the gamer didn't respond. Maybe she just doesn't know it's a black tourney, because looking at the girl, I know I'm not crazy, I feel like I'm being gaslit, but looking at the girl, looking at her profile, when I say I went to Everett's profile for the tournament just to verify they were black, there were biracial women in the tourney. That's not a biracial issue at all. I'm not going to keep beating this dead horse because I feel like it's being done on Twitch. And if you cannot comprehend what the F I mean when I say black, then that's your problem. Of course it is, because, you know, black women speaking, right? Oh, let me see here. Oh, yeah. So you have one of its co-founders, known online as All Gold Queen. Slay, Queen! Being black in gaming, let alone a black woman, is such a tough space to navigate when there's racism in every corner. These people are legitimately lunatics. They're just looking for it around every corner. This is the reason so many people spoke out about black girl gamers and all these other like consulting groups. They are looking to scream racism the first chance they get. Those looking to sign up to the group have to answer questions, including, as a black woman, how does it feel to be in a marginalized community, and what ways do you stand up for the black community in your streams? Sorry, taking a break from gaming for a minute, having too much fun studying human genetics. Hey, Geekazu. Because every online right-winger is the same race, Mexican. Oh, man. Yeah. All right, so let's start looking through the evidence on Twitter. I tried to follow Becky Joe because I wanted to see like what she was posting. She's currently in protected mode. Let me see if that has changed. All right, so Becky Joe has gone protected because of all this. Like I say again, I don't feel sorry for this woman because she went seeking out attention from this group, an obviously hostile, racist group of women who are only using their race as a grift. Now, again, I've said before, part of what we're going to see them attacking her over is the fact that she inserted herself as a quote-unquote white-passing woman into a group that is, you know, offering a cash reward. So she's trying to steal money from black women is what the allegations are. But it's like, if she's the successful Twitch partner, she doesn't need whatever the likely small prize pool is. Like, it can't be that much money, right? Like, I'm not crazy. It can't be that much. Same thing that happened with Anita and Zoe. They're all horrible people grifting for org money to insert themselves. That's literally all this is that we're looking at here. So Kid from Kid and Play couldn't enter this tournament. Yeah. All right, so this was the original post that Becky posted. Now that it's protected, I don't know if she deleted it or if it's just, race grifters. It's gone. The post is either protected or deleted. You see this one here. All the comments with girls who look just like you trying to push the exclusion bit, y'all know damn well no one would know you are black unless they knew you were told or you told them. So guess what? That means cops don't know either, banks don't know until they get your paperwork, etc. This is based on the belief that if you're black, you can't get a loan. Pretty sure banks care about your credit score, your debt to income ratio. Those are the things that they look at on paperwork. I don't think that there's a spot where it's like, okay, if you're black but your credit score is great and you have a very low debt to income, sorry, you're black, so we can't. I mean, I'm sure at one point in time, yes, that was a factor. I'm not denying that. Like, of course, racism has existed for a long time, but give me a break. This person says, could you imagine the backlash if it was a whites only criteria? Again, yes. If anyone tried, they'd be sued before anyone could apply. Yes, it happens all the time, Sarah. And has been happening since we taught y'all how to walk upright. Please stop with this fake victim mentality. Okay, so again, if this is happening to mixed people, why are they being pushed out by both of their communities? Seems like a conversation you should have had with mixed people and their parents. Okay, so this is anti-race mixing from black people. That's what we're starting to see, right? Yeah, dude, you're gonna see these people on Twitter are unhinged. Unhinged. Next one. She's definitely trolling because in the UK, where the one drop rule is much less of a thing, there's no way that she's navigated the world as a black woman to be trying to enter a tournament specifically for black women. I think these are probably going to have copyrighted music, I would imagine.
Show you then.
I don't know what. All right, so this is full screen. So again, could be lighting, could be, I mean, hell, even Beyonce's white nowadays, guys. Have you seen Beyonce recently? That woman has made herself white. It could be makeup, it could be camera lighting, I don't know. She looks pretty white, okay? Does she look mixed? I would say yes. Mixed with what? That'd be hard to tell. But not exactly like the darkest dark person, not the lightest white person. Maybe kind of like that Britney Venti look going on, you know? Kind of racially ambiguous, right? Then we'll see in this tweet here, her black, quote-unquote, black parent turning out to be Indian is exactly why us black women are adamant on gatekeeping what it is to be a black woman in this weird-ass world. We are a commodity to you bitches, and just because some don't value us in that way doesn't mean it isn't a real experience. Can somebody decipher what that even means for me? This is why I say I wanted to have Kata or somebody on the stream, because I'm like, as a person who doesn't jump into this side of Twitter, who doesn't really pay that much attention to this stuff because I think it's kind of retarded, I don't understand this mentality. Latina or white, Michael Jackson treatment, the one drop rule is US law. Yeah. If you look at her younger picture, she looks, yeah, I think we'll see some other pictures. Oh, they bring up Kamala too. You don't speak Blacknese. I'm sorry, it's okay. No worries, dude. Bow and facial structures do not scream black. Yeah, I would say possibly Latina, mixed, whatever. But like, again, I'm not here to defend this woman because I think she tried to get herself inserted into this thing, and I think putting yourself in this situation, you open yourself up to the criticism that comes with it. Oh, Nightcore, you like her? Oh, she's cute. I'm not saying she's not attractive. It's more about the question of ethnicity, right? Shout out to that white lady for starting a whole discourse. So now she's white, okay? Against that black gaming tournament because she was mad. God, none of these people can spell. And I'm sorry. I know that there are black people who know how to do spell check and can spell. It's just, there's a lot of typos on a lot of these tweets. Because she was mad, someone told her no. Thanks to her, I finally found black gaming Twitter and follow so many new people. So again, this person here, another black woman, will only follow other black people. This Tori Wan Kenobi is an interesting one. I don't know if this is a trans person. I don't know if that's a famous person in the profile. I don't know who this person is, but they've got a lot of followers, okay? As a biracial woman who clearly presents as white, it's your responsibility to understand how your identity is perceived, and trying to criticize a black woman for not accepting you into their black event because you're mixed and your father's black is nasty behavior. Good luck. She, in her comments, acting like a victim of injustice because she can't play in a Call of Duty event curated for black women with a cash prize. Being mixed and presenting and identifying white but wanting to use your black card when it's beneficial is insane. LMAO, the one drop rule is dead. Love y'all to use the hypothetical whites only events when majority of the events are literally overran by whites and or Asians with 2 or 3 brown people. Okay, so let's talk about that. Why? Because Call of Duty is an ass game. Call of Duty's trash. However, in esports, if they're talking about competitions, actual gaming competitions, not, oh, we're going to be here to hype each other up because we're all in the black women creators and we want to like boost each other up, right? No. If we're talking in a serious gaming competition, why is it mostly Asians, whites, and a few brown people? Because the majority of the top level competitors in esports happen to be those people. If that's what they're saying, if that's their perception that it's 60% Asians, whites, it could be because those are the best gamers. No shade, not saying anything there. I'm sure that there's black gamers out there who kick my ass at most games I play. But at the top level of esports, if that just happens to be it, that's meritocracy working its way out. It's not a matter of not having accessibility. It's because those are the people who spend the most hours playing the game, not black women who do this shit on Twitter. But again, apparently it's a whites only space because they're the best competitors. This logic none of it makes any sense. Nightcore is down bad a little bit. Speaks like that and plays Call of Duty. I don't know that any of them actually play Call of Duty. I know the Twitch creators, because it has to be all Twitch streamers to qualify for this tournament. These are all women. Like 99% of these accounts that I'm sharing are all women, all black women. I wouldn't explain anything to someone who ain't care about the tournament until money was involved. When it's time to win money, everyone is black, blackety black, wow. Any other time, their timeline's quiet. So another problem they have with this chick, okay, Nightcore, here you go. Now, you're gonna have to go follow her on Twitter and Instagram, Nightcore. Yeah, no, there's no question that she's not attractive. It's not a matter of attractiveness. It's 100% certainly the level of insanity when it comes to having to prove how black you are to people online, right? This black guy, I'm not going to spend 8 minutes watching his video. I started listening to it earlier, but I had other things to do, so I didn't get through all of it. I guess he defends her to some extent, right? And then you have these other people saying, if you ever catch me online making an 8-minute long video defending a white Indian woman like this, and again, that word that they like to throw out there for black people when they think that they're not a real black person, please put me down like a rabid animal. Okay? So if you have an opinion of a black person that you don't agree with, they're just a slur. I'm not really white, not Japanese or any other bloodlines, but I'm mixed. Someone make a mod with the word racism hiding around every corner. Dude, that would be sick. That would be absolutely sick. That's just not just that. There are constantly issues with all female teams getting their ass kicked, League being a good example. That's because despite the fact... Yeah, I said you people. Well, these people, whatever. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. NS, I got a lot to get through, buddy. I know you sent me something on Discord. You got to give me a second. Dude, that's brutal. That's brutal. Yeah, no, she's cute. It's not a black or white or anything. The girl's cute. That could be it too, but it could be the fact that she's attractive, that there's a lot of jealousy there. Who knows? Then you got this guy. I don't even know if I can play what he says.
Empathy for other people's feelings and not being a fucking bigot and asshole. I'm a light-skinned black man. Hair nappy is all get out when I don't brush it. Hair is super nappy, right? You know what I don't do when dark-skinned people are talking about being discriminated against because they're darker than the likes of me, even though I'm fully black? I don't bitch about it. I don't be like, well, I went through this. Well, I'm doing that. Well, it's not my fault. Well, it's not my fault. I understand them and I listen to them.
Well, I listened to a black woman while they're talking. So, again, he's on the other side of it saying, as a mixed person, I'm going to defend the dark-skinned black people who are racist against me for being mixed. It's the weirdest thing. This tribalism is absolutely insane, dude. Let me see. Wood belongs to the streets. Well, yeah, well, most Insta thoughts are kind of all the same there. Yeah, simping, big time. You know what? F it, he's right. All short girl Tourney is next. No talls allowed. Tired of feeling inferior around this bitch. So the funny thing is, we'll get to Tommy in a second. She's the one that was communicating with the Indian, Caribbean, not black, white girl, apparently. It is funny, though. We'll save that thought for a second. Then you see these people. I see in a whole N-word making a whole video defending that white lady. White lady.
Do I need to be liked?
Oh, dude,
Absolutely
no.
not. Do I need to be liked? Absolutely not. I like to be liked. I enjoy being liked. I have to be liked.
You know, NS, I can't even figure out how to gift memberships on somebody else's channel. How do your fingers slip and do that? Thanks again, dude. You're too kind, man. I can't even gift like memberships on other people's channels. I cannot figure it out. I don't know if it's that some of them don't have gift memberships set up or how to do it. So I don't know how your fingers slip and do that, but again, it's appreciated, man. Difference at the extremes are because they're at the extremes. Males also dominate the lowest ends. I mean, dude, look, we can all laugh at the fact that they ran those studies and said half of gamers are women, but they counted every like middle-aged woman playing Candy Crush on her phone as a gamer. That's not gaming. Sorry, it's just not. That Becky lady just retweeting the black men that are running to her defense, LOL. Whoever said black men wouldn't have been okay if slavery only happened to black women didn't lie. Ha! This is, guys, I've been sitting on these all day. I've just been, as they pop up on my phone, I'm bookmark. These like racially obsessed black women are insane people. So this person here says she deleted these pictures after being called out, but her dad and his parents are Indo-Caribbean. It's funny she doesn't claim her white side, her mom, or her Indian side, her dad. So, okay. And again, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on people's race, right? Not something I care to do. But the funniest part is that the people that do this shit, the organizations, Black Girl Gamers, a lot of these charity tournament kind of things, it's not just black. It's black or BIPOC and LGBT marginalized communities. So they're okay to, this is a thing that exists. I've noticed this with the Black Twitter thing. They will go after people who are Indian like none other. Like, I've seen Black Twitter fight with Indian Twitter like it's a freaking bloodbath. It's unreal, right? So it could be some of this between Black Twitter and Indian Twitter because they found out that she's part Indian. I don't know what the deal is. It's absolutely insane. It's a little creepy posting other people's parents' pics on social media. Well, so she posted them herself before she protected her account to show people that she's not white, right? You have to keep your expertise to yourself. Yeah, I wouldn't trust much recent research either, Oblivion. If you aren't black, you should absolutely shut the F up about this. That's it, guys. I gotta stop talking. Black woman on Twitter told me to stop talking about this. I love my people. Okay, so this is one who's a mixed, by the looks of things. Again, we're gonna have to be guessing about people's ethnicity now, which is absolutely retarded. I love my people. So her people, my people, in this situation, she's talking about black people. But y'all criticize mixed people worse than white people sometimes, and that shit is weird. Okay, so she's calling out black people for being more racist against mixed people than white. So you see where we're getting to here, guys? This person here, and I bet all them black people who were capping for Becky look dumb as hell because this is after they found out she was Indian, not black. Again, I don't even know if she's not black at all, if it's just a small amount. Tommy says, I should have asked her daddy if he was black. TLDR, she is indeed half of her father, however, he's not 100% black. Family photos indicate Indo-Caribbean. We cannot always assume that Caribbean equals black. She owes an apology to the black women who she's dog-whistled an onslaught of racism towards, a level of which she will never personally experience. Anyways, I'm donating to BWOC to support their efforts towards more opportunities and safe spaces for those who actually need it, black women. Oh boy. These are real people. No, these are real people. No worries, Tekla. Argument's a waste of time. Dude, this is what I'm saying. These people are never going to come down off their high horses. Anytime black women folk make a community for ourselves, it's a problem. Black girl magic, black girl follow train, black women folk participating in Galentines, when sisters cosplay, black women driven wrestling content, when I interact with us, it's a problem. This guy here, who's actually a black guy, says first quote-unquote black president, and his parents, by the way. Barack Obama. Mugen Lord, somebody a lot of you guys know, YouTuber, comic creator, says, it's something that my biracial daughter is dealing with right now. She grew up watching both black and the white version of the Annie movies. She loved the films to death growing up as a child. I wondered why she stopped watching the black version of Annie. I later found out when she told me back in 5th grade they were casting for the Black Annie stage play at her school. They would not allow her to try out for the role of the Black Annie. She thought that maybe she was overthinking until she noticed a pattern that other biracial girls weren't allowed to try out for the role. I always wondered why she didn't want to go to the play at her school that night. I wish she would have told me back then because I would have raised hell. Yeah, pretty messed up. This guy here says, the craziest part is 1 hour before Becky ran to the internet about the situation, I was speaking with the host because she was conflicted, but we agreed she was going to invite Becky to the next event, LOL. Becky never spoke to Tommy once. She used her friend as a proxy, then crashed out. And this is the message here. But for this Black History event, I would like to remain centered on my intention. Next month is literally Women's Month, LOL. Maybe you can host another event and send her an invite personally. Women's Month. Oh, I forgot. Is next month? Is that a thing? Women's Month? Yeah, no, honestly, you're not wrong, Wild. I think that the whole melanated mixed race thing, there's a lot of vitriol from that, around that, from people who are not as light skinned, because there's that serious amount of I don't want to call it jealousy because that's a weird thing to say, but it's like, well, you can pass for white, and so you don't get pulled over by the cops, and we do. And it's like, but you don't have any control over who your parents are. This is the thing. Like, as somebody who, I don't care if a black and white person get married and have kids. I truly don't care. But I was talking to my kids about this earlier. I'm like, you do have to understand that there are going to be people who, because of the parents' choices of who they procreate with, are going to judge their children because of the decisions their parents made, and it's screwed up. It doesn't make any sense. It's this private stuff being made public. You know, I don't know. And here's what I was saying. This person's a Twitch partner, the girl Becky. There's no way she needed this much money, however much money the prize money is from this event. But again, now she's on protected mode, so it's not even like she's, you know, monetizing the outrage. If she was going to monetize the outrage, you lean into it, you keep posting, you keep getting people replying, and she'd be sitting on a couple $1,000s next Friday when Twitter pays out. You monetize the outrage. She's protected now. There's no monetization there. Exactly, truth. That's 100% it. Well, NS, we can agree to disagree on that one. My niece and nephew are going to be viewed as black, even though they're not just that. Yeah, well, March 8th, International Women's Day. Yep. I will say it definitely presents the problem when you have mixed race couples for the children. It creates a big issue. I'm not going to say that that's a reason not to have kids, but it definitely is something that, unfortunately, society... I mean, if you look at so many parts of the world, they have these feelings against mixed race children. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that that is, unfortunately, a large percentage of the world. Black men who have children with white women, I'm going to need y'all to step up and educate your children, please. There's too many mixed kids with white moms talking crazy. Some of you black men will and these are all different accounts, guys. Some of you black men will stand on the highest of highest mountains to defend a white woman, but sit quiet when it comes to your big, wide back ass black mama, and I hate that for y'all. When you learn better, you do better. Oh boy. Another person saying this community is so weird. Y'all preach about being positive, understanding, having inclusive communities, and then act the complete opposite. And that's the thing. They don't care about inclusivity. They're not trying to be inclusive. They're trying to be divisive. Including being racist without even realizing somehow, keep that shit far away from me. Again, Tommy laughing about how Becky's gone protected mode. Her dad being Indian this whole time. The pictures in the dark make sense now. There's a picture of the dad in the dark. Be Streisanded. And what better way to do than support your merch idea? No. No, I will not. I need to make merch, but not that. Not so much about white passing, it's more about an overall look of beauty. The lighter skin tend to have cleaner looking features, darker skin have a more tribal appearance. Yeah, but I've seen some dark black women that I found genuinely attractive, and I'm not, like, I don't have a type. Like, honestly, I probably would find a darker skinned black woman more attractive than a mixed race black woman. And that's again, it's just it's a literal preference thing. To be honest, I mean, that doesn't mean that your parents were evil because they had kids together and you as the byproduct of their relationship should have to suffer for it. That's the part I find the weirdest thing about this entire thing. Deal with the crazies as they come. Well, Oblivion, they will. Do these people have jobs? I'm not touching that one, Susano. I'm really not touching that one. Do mixed black and white people seriously interrogate their white community to accept them as white as much as they're on to black people to accept them as black? Because I have never seen the conversation amongst them, you're okay being mixed race, but with black people. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing. It's like, you can have criticisms of race mixing. I know NS is not a fan. But it seems like, again, that mentality attacking people for who their parents were tends to be more from like darker skinned black people. It's the strangest thing. All I see is divide, divide, divide. Biracial woman who presents as white. She's a biracial woman, period. Judging someone off their looks sounds very backwards to our goals as a society. If you had a baby by a white man. And why do they do the whitey man? Spell white. Good God. Is your baby no longer part of your culture? Has to present as white? Not a single tweet or post about you being black or mixed race on your page before you entered a cash prize competition for black women, Dexter. So again, another thing they look for is whether or not you talk about black. Support black women. Be a black woman. Support black business. That these people, it's an obsession. It is beyond just a, we're going to support people because of a certain demographic group. It is an obsession with these people. Chick from Star Wars Acolyte is fine. Oh, yeah. She's a... Jodie Smith, yeah, I think she's attractive. Blood and Soil Nationalists. These are the same people who want to really bring back segregation. And then it's like, what was the entire point of the 1960s and the civil rights movement and treat us but based on, you know, quality of our character, not our skin color and everything else. Like, I know Martin Luther King was a scumbag. It's been basically discovered now that he was a complete piece of shit. But people still espouse that, you know, he was the guy that kind of led us through the civil rights movement and tried to create equality for all Americans, even though he really wasn't trying. That's a whole other story. Go down the MLK rabbit hole sometime. He was as big a piece of crap as Abraham Lincoln was. South African history I've never looked into too much. Let's see. They sure do, John. It's ironic and funny at the same time. It's sad. I would say it's more sad than anything else. Imagine you're trying to make a fun little safe space for black women in gaming, and here comes Addison Rae with her 23andMe results. Now, here's the thing about these tweets, guys. Here's the thing about these tweets. This is from a non-verified account. Okay? Non-verified account. 8,000 followers. All right? That was not a good camera angle. 48,000 likes, almost 1 million impressions. There are that many people on here who agree with these people. It's not really a race issue going on over there. No, that's a whole separate issue. I literally said I would never... This gal apparently got attacked by both sides. I said I would never join a black space as a mixed woman, and y'all are still mad. I'm agreeing with you. Friendly fire, apparently. The female gaming scene is funny as hell, dog. They done hosted a black-only tournament and kicked out a half-black girl because she wasn't black enough. Yeah. That's, again, the irony of all of it. This guy here says, I might be crazy, but I feel like creating these spaces further alienates you. Now, this is my entire point about DEI, about, again, quote-unquote wokeism, depending on what your terminology for woke is. Again, the insertion of characters to serve a purpose, to move an ideological or political belief. That's woke, right? If they serve no purpose other than to represent a demographic that you feel is underrepresented, that's woke, that's DEI. So, he says, just play Call of Duty. It shouldn't be about race, gender, or anything. There's no white women spaces, nor are there white men only spaces. We don't need a special corner for black gamers. This shit is counterproductive. The biggest gamers and streamers and entertainers are black. Just be great, and if you need a crutch like a women's only or black only league, you're probably ass. Kai Sennett, somebody who I don't watch, just like I don't watch iShowSpeed, I have no use for either one of their content. Don't care. He had like 90,000 people on Twitch watching him earlier tonight. I went to Twitch's main page. He's doing his Arkham stream where he's got his huge Arkham Batman Batcave set up and he's in the costume and everything else. I respect Kai Sennett's production value, but again, you can do that when you have that kind of money. But again, black man. 90,000 people watching him on Twitch. At one point last year, he was the most subbed to person on Twitch. He's making millions of dollars. Nobody's holding him back because he's black. Ugly people versus attractive people thing, you are not wrong. And that is the unfortunate reality of life. This person here, Just Tia, says, wasn't black enough for the black female 2v2, so we're running D11, 20 cap, 2v2. This person, Tia, I didn't realize was actually somebody who applied. We'll get into her in a second because we're going to hear from this Tommy Michelle person herself. This person here says, some of you may not know, BWOC, we have a stream team started by All Gold Queen. That's the gal that started this Call of Duty thing. Excuse me. We, in all caps, have been a team for quite a while now. Tommy Michelle hosted a Black Women of COD tourney. Becky wasn't a part of the team. She just wanted to participate in the tourney. Good morning and uplift today. Person says, some of you may not know. No, they knew. They saw when the group was made on Twitter and they were not interested. Nah, Bolo, it's clear to me that some didn't know about a group that has been going on for almost 2 years, but since a tourney popped up for cash and one girl was in question, we are being attacked. It's pathetic. We've been a group maybe Becky should have joined. So, again, everything goes back to the money. I cannot find online where there's any money involved to any, like, serious amount. Like, you're telling me a Twitch partner, an attractive Twitch partner with 60-some-odd thousand followers, probably has, I'd imagine, a couple thousand subscribers a month. With 62,000 followers, I'd say a couple thousand subscribers easily. Not to mention probably get sponsorships, you know, whatever. And her cut from Twitch is probably pretty good. There's no way that she's not paying her bills on Twitch. No way at all. And if she does anything on the side. What would she need the prize money from this piddly-ass, pathetic Call of Duty tournament for? What could she possibly need it for? You think you got punted by YouTube? Imagine white people in 2025 saying this space is just for whites. But here's the thing, Geek. They say that that's already all of the internet. They say, well, Call of Duty is already dominated by white people, so you don't need your own private space. Bullshit. It's complete bullshit. It is 100% BS. Just a normal day for YouTube. Yep. Division, exclusion, and insignificance. Associations and so on where this is a norm, not one you join, but they are legal and do exist. Well, okay, Susano. Yes, but is that the mainstream? Is that the majority, or is it a small minority? Miss Schoonergate. Where is Melissa when you need her? No. Wait, Melissa? You mean Melanie? Let me see here. So this is Tommy Michelle. Now, you'll see in her bio, it says that community. That's in response to Becky, and I can't find the tweet now because it's protected mode. She had said before that she was trying to join or didn't have to be part of that community, talking about the Call of Duty community, this organization. And so Tommy has changed her bio to say, quote unquote, that community in all caps, right? Part-time thug. Well, you're going to see her thugginess in a minute here. Let me see here, and you can see this woman says, a stream team of some fire-ass black women that play Call of Duty and other things follow these women. Someone says, how do we join? Just fill out the application. So here is, do I have the application? I don't think I have the application brought up here. All right, let's pull this up. It's a Google document, okay? No, not an official website, just a Google document. Yeah, I don't have it brought up. Some biker club in a small town in Arkansas? Right. Black Women of Call of Duty interest form. Thank you for your interest in joining Black Women of Call of Duty. I should enter for the next one. Below is a list of the requirements. If you agree with the requirements, please respond to the questions below and someone will get in contact with you. Must be an active streamer at least twice a week. That's fair enough. Raid out to your preference or women on the stream team. So basically, it's a circle jerk. All of these things, it's always a circle jerk, guys. And I get it, they're women. Maybe it's circle finger. I don't know. Call of Duty main. You can play other games, but we want people to recommend for Call of Duty opportunities. Now, Call of Duty is a game run by people who are exceptionally woke that pander to all of these communities. Guys, Call of Duty is a shit game. I cannot state this enough. It has gone to hell in a handbasket, and the companies that are connected to Call of Duty as a franchise, again, the special interest groups, there's an unending list of them. You can go look them up yourself, all the special interest groups that use Call of Duty as a front for all these activist organizations like this. The purpose is to always have someone on the list maining in that category. Community-oriented and open to engaging with women in the stream team. Produce content. Save VODs or clips to show you're active. VODs and videos must be accessible to see when the last time you streamed and expose your content to audiences. We're only adding women who currently stream on Twitch and play Call of Duty. We want to keep the list as active as possible. Now, there's no mention on here of how black you have to be, right? Well, Susano, the thing is, if they want to do this, they can do it. The problem is, if there's a monetary cash prize, I don't know if it's legal. Somebody brought this up online. We were talking about it. I don't know how legal it is to exclude people from a monetary prize based on race or orientation or gender. I don't know. And it is a problem when they say, you know, if you made a white group only, white Call of Duty, then that would be bad. But again, they say, well, all Call of Duty groups are white, so whatever. Yeah, I mean, Activision Blizzard, they really lean into it, but it's not just them. It's the fact that they've attracted all these other organizations that leech off of them, you know? Is it legal? Okay. So you do your name, your email, Discord name, Twitch link, affiliated accounts, link your preferred form of contact, how long you've been a streamer. I mean, this is a very basic application, right? How many times a week do you stream? Call of Duty is your main category. What is your main game? When was your last stream? Then you get down to, as a black woman, how does it feel to be in a marginalized community? Okay. What are ways you stand up for the black community in your stream? Hey, Smash! Welcome to the YouTube Wolf. Dude, it's not my fault, man. Man, it's not my fault that YouTube hates us, that it flags all you guys, even the ones who say nothing offensive. Dude, it is the funniest thing because Oblivion, you are so, like, chill. I don't understand how you ever get flagged by YouTube, how you ever have your comments deleted. You are such a chill guy. Smash JC said you gay. Well, he's not wrong there. Oh, man. Is there a second main story? We are going to be wrapping up in the next half hour or so. So I actually have the Twitch stream from Tommy Michelle to cover. And then this kind of ties back into Black Girl Gamers a little bit. But no, we're going to be wrapped up probably by 11:30-ish. Hate how companies color code humans? You're not wrong there, Smash. Community is an important aspect of the stream team. Can you tell us why community is important to you? Are you interested in engaging with other women on the stream team, i.e. visit streams, lurk, raid, customs, tournaments, meet and greets? Like I told you, it's just a circle jerk, right? That's all it is. That's, for whatever reason, these women, and it tends to be black female content creators, have gotten this idea in their head that if you're a black woman, you can't succeed, right? You just can't succeed because there's some racism hiding around every corner that's going to stop you from being able to exist online. So, if you guys can tolerate this. I mean, I listened to the first 60 seconds of this earlier. Gonna go ahead and hit play. But this is from this morning. This is that Tommy Michelle gal addressing all this. Let me see, we can go full screen, right? I don't usually use Twitch VODs. Normally I use YouTube.
I'm gonna make this real quick, real brief, okay? We know why we're here. We know what's going on Twitter. We know what's going on with the black women of COD. Hydrate already? Y'all just got here. Hello? We know what's going on Twitter. What happened with some other people. Okay? I feel like there is a narrative that's being spun that is not completely true. I also feel like people don't understand what the hell is going on and don't comprehend what it is that I wanted. My ultimate goal for the whole tourney
Absolutely not.
was to protect
I like to be.
the space.
You gotta do that while they're talking, man? Oh my god, dude.
Do I need to be liked? Absolutely not. I like to be liked.
Holy crap, NS, dude, that's like 20
Absolutely
gifted
not.
subs or memberships tonight, man.
Do
you
I
gotta
need
stop.
to be liked? Absolutely not. I like to be liked. I enjoy being liked.
What'd you just walk into?
Have to be liked.
Basically, purity testing how black you are on Twitter to qualify for a Call of Duty competition for black women only on Twitch. It's absolutely like riveting stuff. Somebody sent this lady one of those paint sample sheets to sarcastically say to assist the cause. Oh, you mean like the Peter Griffin with the color swatch thing? Dude, NS, man, holy crap.
Presents are the best way to show
Yo,
someone
smash
how
with the
much you
10.
It is like this tangible thing that you can point to and say, hey man, I love you, this many dollars worth.
We want privacy tour.
Have a great night, man.
Thanks, Smash, appreciate you, dude. I will, man. And you caught me before the stream was over. We still got about 20 minutes to go. There was a black woman only Call of Duty tournament. Mixed race Indian woman was not allowed, and it's been a war on X ever since. And dude, it's not just a war. People are really exposing themselves to be the most absolute disgusting human beings on the planet when they're pretending to be the virtuous ones, claiming that they're inclusive, claiming that they are all for diversity, claiming that they're all for inclusivity and all that. And it's bullshit. It's 100% bullshit. If Mariah Carey was a nobody and filled that out, they reject. If Beyonce... Have you guys seen Beyonce recently? Now, I have no respect for Beyonce. Not just because of who she's married to and whatever. I don't like her voice. I think her music sucks. Beyonce has turned herself from a traditional-looking black woman into the whitest black woman I've ever seen in my entire life. Night Smash, thanks again for the raid, buddy, and the 10. Appreciate it. But yeah, no, for real. Mariah Carey, Beyonce, any of these celebrity women. Isn't... Angelina Jolie half black? As an albino man, I won't survive with these shitty rules. Well, and then there's redheads. If you're a redhead, you're just screwed because you got no soul anyways. A risk analysis on these people would prevent me from working with them, period. Yes, Susanna. These are not people I would ever want to associate with. Oprah. Yeah. No, for real. Like, imagine Angelina Jolie going to a group like this. Keep eating my mustache here. Holy crap. Meghan Markle? Yep. Yeah, like the stream, guys. Come on. Dude, I never even remind people of that shit. Oh my god. The OG Michael Jackson. Oh, yeah, no. She isn't wide enough to be country award winner, though. 100%.
Integrity of the tournament, okay? It's my tournament. I could do whatever the fuck I want to do with it. And I can understand why people...
Now, again, is she wrong? No, she's not wrong. She can do whatever the F she wants with her own tournament, right? That's the thing. If that's her tournament and you gotta abide by the rules, and if she's like, you have to be a black passing black woman, okay, you're a bigot, you're a horrible human being, but you absolutely can do whatever you want to. Look, I'm not asking for Call of Duty or Twitch to ban these people or suspend these people. The reason these groups exist on Twitch is because this is exactly what Twitch does. Twitch is a shit company. They're the shit streaming platform. The only thing I like about Twitch is the fact that their integration is super smooth. The chat, the emojis, all those things work very well on Twitch, okay? Other than that, Twitch is filled with these kind of weirdos who push the racial, LGBT divisive narrative. It's all they do. Well, okay, now, Brad, there's the thing. We were just talking about that. If there's a cash prize, I think you get into levels of illegality if you do exclude people based on race and orientation. But again, I'm not an attorney, so I wasn't sure if that crosses the line or not. Yeah, this is Twitch's culture, 100%. Twitch has created this. The reason this is happening is because of Twitch. 1,000%. Yeah, Mark's Master, the thing is, they all say it. We went through all these tweets, people saying, well, but gaming is already primarily white, so you have your own group. You don't need your own group because you're safe from all the racism, right? That's the same lie they tell time and time again.
Are against it. You know, you have a right to not agree with it, and that's fine.
It's not funded by Activision as far as I understand.
And that's to be expected because, you know, black people can't just have shit of our own, especially in motherfucking Black History Month.
So the reason I brought this clip, this VOD up is because I heard that earlier. I'm like, you guys are going to love that. We can't have our own stuff, especially during Mother effing Black History Month. Okay. Again, I think Black History Month is dumb because black people in history, in American history, should be learned about and studied the same as every other American who made any contribution to American history, alongside people who were white, Asian, Italian, whatever. Black History Month in itself is exclusionary and racist. But again, these same people are so obsessed with the racial and divisive virtue signaling that comes with it, that their identity is completely wrapped up in this need to see themselves in everything. Again, this representation thing in the media, the acolyte gets canceled and they go, it got canceled because you're all a racist. No, it got canceled because it was a shit property. And Disney didn't want to keep paying for a terrible Star Wars show to be on Disney+. Oh, massive victim. It's the new hires at Twitch. Yeah, but yeah, the thing is, Twitch has always pandered to these kind of people. They always have. Do a shot every time she says black. Man, if I were more of a drinker, I would have probably been wasted this stream. And I don't drink hardly ever. And I don't do drunk streams. But this would have been an interesting one to go through this full 22 minutes while partially intoxicated. This is why they're saying take away the 19th. And I don't even support the whole take away the 19th thing, because at this point now, it's too late. You can't do that. In theory, should we have never done the 19th Amendment? Maybe. But I think it's too late to do that now. Black History Month does not make my life one iota better or worse. No, it just is, though. And the problem is people take it so seriously. Why does she have painted Velveeta shells in her hair? No, those are like little seashells, I think. Early Twitch was based. See, I didn't I didn't get on Twitch till 2019. So I didn't see it before it was what Twitch is currently. So maybe you're right. So legally, it doesn't cross any lines. It falls under the similar codes as scholarship programs to minority students. Despite how wrong it seems, there are loopholes. That's what I was thinking, because we've seen internships. Look at the whole CD Projekt Red thing. Now, they're in Poland. They don't fall under US law. But they can say, we only want girls in our internship, which gives them a position to get a job later on. So there's not a cash prize, but it's a girls-only internship. Okay. That would seem illegal. But clearly there's loopholes because they get away with it, right? Don't trust him, folks. The boy's high and drunk on himself. Hey now, you make me sound conceited, which I'm not. Maybe a little. They kind of need to be there. I don't want taxpayer funding involved. I don't want taxpayer funding involved with anything. I'm hoping we get rid of the IRS and income tax. But hey, at that point, this is kind of a long shot, you know? Let's see what else she had to say, because there was another streamer apparently who tried to get into this competition and was also rejected, but I haven't seen as much talk about her.
I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. So I'm gonna lay it out real quick. And I'm gonna try to keep it real cute. Okay, chat?
I'm gonna try to keep it real cute. Here's the thing.
This is what happened.
Here's the thing. This is entirely not about the fact that she's black, and it's entirely about the fact that she's obnoxious and annoying. I don't understand people who don't have the self-awareness to realize that when you're sitting there acting all smug on camera, talking to your chat like you're just all high and mighty, for the majority of people, that does not resonate. That does not make them want to get to know you better. That makes them, you know, look at you and go, you look like a shitty person that I want nothing to do with, okay? That's just basic human perception. So that whole vibe, that whole, you know, quiet, a black woman is speaking thing, it's not your fault or my fault or anyone's fault if that doesn't work or if that irritates you, because it's annoying. It's incredibly annoying. Badmouth black woman during Black History Month. Try to keep it cute. I thought I do keep it cute. I try to look good for you guys. I make sure to comb my beard and have a nice hat on and a clean hoodie. And hey, wait till we get to summer, guys. I better work out because I'm going to be sitting here in a tank top and I better be jacked or I'm going to be embarrassed. You don't think it's a black issue? It's women and feminism trying to change it? No, like I don't have an issue with the fact that she's black. That's the thing. It has nothing to do with her being black. It's her attitude that sucks. Terrible attitude.
We started, we posted about black women in COD. Of course.
Now that bothers me when she says black women in COD. No. Say Call of Duty, please. It's not hard to say Call of Duty. I'm gonna skip a little ahead here and see if we have anything else.
And I feel like I'm being gaslit. But looking at the girl, looking at her profile, when I say I look at everybody's profile for the tournament, I went to everybody's profile just to verify that they were black. Okay? I know I'm not crazy. So
I went to their profile to verify that they're black. And now we're back at the whole how much melanin makes somebody black situation. It's just stupid. It's retarded. It is completely counterproductive to being inclusive, right?
I'm just like, okay, this girl must not know it's a black tourney.
She's mixed anywhere herself.
Time goes by. Becky joins the Discord, I think a day or two prior. I send her a message, okay? I send Becky Joe a message.
At least this gal has a nice microphone. That's like a $150 microphone, I think, if that's the Elgato one. Kind of looks like an Elgato.
Here it is.
If you think you're not crazy, you must be crazy. Yeah.
Hey, Becky. I saw you signed up for the Black Women of COD 2v2. Sorry to have to do this, but the tourney is for the black girlies. Only for the black girlies. Okay? Do you see a reply from Becky Joe?
Yeah, so she didn't reply on Discord, so the hell what?
I
want to
get
ahead to this other chick, though.
Making Mom's Italian. It's
Tia, here we go.
Man. I put this together for the messages. Screw. This is white. Presenting, okay? Her dad's black. Let's put it out there, okay? I'm not taking away the fact that the girl is biracial, okay? I'm gonna leave it alone.
Wait. So Tia, this gal this morning said she's black, or at least her dad's black. So she's not taking that away from her, but she's white presenting, so...
I go through the list, Okay? There's two girls that's kind of like,
Got me beating the cute game.
Okay,
Damn.
this is one of them, right? This is one of them. This is one of them. Okay? This is where it started.
They deserve to die, and I hope they burn it.
Well, they're all friends. It wouldn't surprise me if they know the girls over Black Girl Gamers over in the UK.
And the crazy thing about the Twitter thing is that all the screenshots y'all see, they're chopped and fucking screwed. They're chopped and screwed.
All right, I'm just going to pause and read for her because this gal's annoying. Hi, Tia. Just doing my due diligence for the BWC 2v2 tomorrow. I'm trying to verify everyone's blackness. Oh, my God. As you may know, I put this together for the black girlies, and no disrespect to y'all. You're a little racially ambiguous. I got to ask, are you black? Also, I got to get you to join Discord. Yes, I'm black. I'm just very light. My dad's Jamaican. Mom's Italian. Yeah, so she's not even white. Italians aren't white, guys. I mean, I'm white. My grandfather wasn't. He was very dark. It's winter, man, coming from my paleness. Shit, I know the struggle. I just had to ask. I see Pixie, you're with hair, and I was like, yeah, she's got something in her, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, I'm black, I promise. I believe you. Hang on a second. I'll go back. Be sure to join the Discord. Yes, ma'am. Hey, so my friend Becky Jo was trying to get in. I think people think she's white, but her dad is black. Tia, be for real. Look, with a Anthony Mackie gif. Look at that girl. No, I'm serious. She can literally send you a pic of her dad. I promise. I wouldn't lie. Just get someone in. Have her send me a family photo. These people are insane. Because why we got to do all this got me ready to ask to see the girl's birth certificate. Ha ha ha. That's so funny. Let me see here. Tia girl, I'm sorry. I can't allow it. Is there a reason she can't? I'm not trying to be awkward or anything, but I'm unsure what the criteria is. As your attorney, so obviously it's your decision, but isn't this the same as me? That criteria is black women. The reality is she presents as white. This girl clearly has the privilege a lot of us don't. She don't have to think about her race as a potential disadvantage or source of discrimination. It's not fair, but our world is structured in the way that benefits people that look like her and not like me. So no, she is not allowed. Maybe if she was more involved with the black community, I might have considered it even more. She hasn't even sent me a message. She's using you as her black proxy. And if you feel as though you and her are the same, I don't think you should be involved either. I cannot believe what I just read. Clearly, we experienced the world differently. Tia says, no, we haven't. We've all experienced shit being black, including Becky. She and her dad have dealt with this her whole life, but you just assume she's had a life of white-presenting things. That, to me, is ignorance, and quite frankly, I don't want to be involved with something that gatekeeps whether someone is black or not. I'm good. I understand and disagree. Thank you. Being told I'm not black enough to play attorney that's for black women is effing wild. This is what's wrong with today's society and why shit the way it is. You're not going to make me feel guilty for cultivating black privilege for black women. Good day. Tia says, I'm not making you feel guilty. I don't need to play the tournament, and I sacrifice my spot to fight for something I feel is wrong. I've experienced a hell of a lot of racism, but I've never in my life experienced not being black enough to do something. Tommy says, okay. I'm not trying to cause beef. Let me see again. Where's this at? Okay, so she went back previously in the tweets, looks like. I'm not making you feel guilty. I don't need to play the tournament. I sacrificed my spot. Where? Not trying to cause beef either. I don't have an issue with you, but I feel like we have two different opinions massively, and it's a shame because I would have loved to meet other women that are trying to compete. I felt like I could have a lot of insight and help considering the experience that I have. So here's my issue with this entire thing. This is why I've said I feel no empathy or sorrow for any of these women who just got kicked out or excluded. You guys went seeking out a racist group of people that you thought would benefit you. So, like I've said, I don't think that this chick, Becky, would necessarily benefit all that much, even if she did win the prize money, because let's be honest, the prize money can't be that extreme. Maybe at the most a couple $1,000s. Sure, we could all use a couple $1,000. Can't be that much more than she usually makes through her Twitch streams or whatnot. But you guys decided to saddle yourself with these people who are clearly very racial, very racist people. Absolutely insane. They just Ouroboros themselves? Yeah, pretty much. Almost problematic when you try to segregate people based on skin color. Quite literally, this is not so much about race, more about beautiful and ugly. I think you're there. Racism's hot. What if Barack Obama applied? Somebody brought up Obama and they're like, oh, please, you know that's not the same thing. They talk about Kamala Harris and they're like, y'all were the same way with Kamala Harris, or you were worse with Kamala Harris. So the one thing I would say about beauty, now this gal, I don't think she's like an ice cold fox or whatever, term you want to use for her, but the gal that organized it, if you like black women, she's not bad looking. This all gold queen gal. She's a Twitch partner herself. So we have some Twitch partner on partner violence going on here, okay? Very strange. She is the Black Women of COD founder. Here's the best part. She clearly is an American, I would assume, okay? Seeing as she works with other people who are in America. Makes no mention of being outside of the United States. Has a pride flag and a Jamaican flag. So she's clearly not a fan of the United States because she doesn't have that in her bio. She is a partner at the Noir Network and It Gets Better ambassador. Or sorry, she's an ambassador for both Noir Network and It Gets Better. The Noir Network on Twitter is a network created for black femmes in content creation with a focus on education and brand development. Their website has like no information. I actually sent off, I requested information, hit their subscriber, button or whatever. So I'll see what they actually put out there in my email and see what there is to take away from this. There is legitimately nothing to this Noir Network that I can actually see. No groups associated with it, no funding connected to it, whatever. But It Gets Better is empowering LGBTQ plus youth to define their own journey, right? These are the ones on their own website who you have to worry about. You can help LGBTQ plus youth define their own journey. This is the founder of this Black Women of Call of Duty group, where they're excluding anybody who is a shade too light, not black enough. And she's an ambassador for this group, itgetsbetter.org. Now here's the crazier part. I looked at this earlier. I forgot to bring this up. Let me see if I can find from their website about us, our 2023 annual report. If you go through their annual report, they, last couple of years, have brought in a lot of money. Their financials for 2022, they had revenue and support in the amount of $3 million, with expenses in the amount of $4.5 million. Change in net assets, 1.4. Net assets beginning, net assets end of year, 2.4 million. Numbers aren't really jiving there, but whatever. They have less money in 2023. I'll be very curious to see what this looks like once they file for last year. 2023, they had $3 million in revenue and support, expenses in $4.1 million. Change in net assets, $1.6 million. So they ended the year with only $800,000 in assets. This is an organization that, just like everything else, is probably running out of money. But again, it is entirely based on pushing the LGBT agenda on America's youth, right? You smell the USAID stench all over this? I don't discriminate, I inseminate. That's disgusting. You stay away from me. Black Femdom Network? Kind of. That's what it sounds like, right? Yeah, and as I'm telling you, 2024, I love how these people look because I have my dark mode reader on. I don't think they're supposed to look like this. I don't know. Could be wrong, but it's pretty interesting. Call on Microsoft to step in on this issue in the game they own, but then realize that Microsoft has enabled this type of behavior themselves and even support this kind of... Yeah, Kira, you know, as well as the rest of us do, Microsoft don't care. This is the same shit Microsoft loves. They love pushing this stuff. Microsoft is into all of this, right? That's just the way it is. So we go back to this statement made by All Gold Queen, the founder of Black Women of Call of Duty. It was created in 2023 to offer a space for Black women to feel a sense of culture, inclusivity, and community on Twitch and COD. Being Black in gaming, let alone a Black woman, is such a tough space to navigate where there's racism in every corner. There's that racism in every corner language again. The stream team includes 140 plus women that are African American, African, Caribbean, Afro-Latina, and multiracial. The invitation to join BWOC was public and available to all Black women on Twitch and is currently active. Members are allowed to host events that support the mission and give awareness of the team. They're looking for activists. Let's be honest. This is a circle jerk for activist-minded women who are trying to use their race, their gender, and their sexuality to gain enough clout to have some visible footprint on Twitch because they're not hacking it on their own. This is a skill issue, guys. Just like gaming, just like they suck at Call of Duty, they suck at Twitch, they can't get any visibility, even with Twitch pushing this shit to the front page, and this is just one giant circle jerk where these women are trying to help each other boost each other up, except if you're not dark enough. If you're not dark enough, they cut you down to size. They kick you out of the club. It's disgusting. This is why I figured that this was one of these things worth talking about tonight. I know it seemed like a lot of fodder and drama and bullshit, but it all comes down to, once again, Twitch, the hijacking of gaming, everything else. All right, have a good night, Kira. Executive orders like DIEA and more at play with MS. Yeah, 100%. Stuff is stale and normies have learned to hate it. I hope so. I hope the normies are actually waking up to realize how harmful even like the seemingly harmless virtue signaling really is. We're just numbers to them, that too. Oh, let me see here. Members are all allowed to host events that support the mission and give awareness of the team. Applications were reviewed and applicants were allowed to advocate for themselves. In this case, the applicant never communicated with the host directly. We do not accept people that foster negative views on the community and women within the org. So you can't speak out against them. Or you're, again, persona non grata. You remember Gothics spoke out against black girl gamers and they basically like excommunicated her, right? Without funding to destroy gaming, they have no profit argument, right? You know, this normie's groaning anytime there's a first X to do Y story where they're just over it. Yeah, that is true. That also has happened with a lot of like the anti-woke content. Even stuff that I find that is interesting, like when you go down a rabbit hole with, again, government corruption, DEI agendas, initiatives, consulting companies, it seems like most people are kind of over it. Like, we all get it. We all got, you know, a good understanding of where all this stuff is coming from, and most people just seem to be kind of over it. Kim Blair isn't black enough. You're not wrong there. Creating a negative narrative around the org ignites disrespect. Race, ethnicity, and privilege are terms that should never be, or that should be understood. The negative comments about black, all capital black women, have just proven the adversity we go through on a regular basis, let alone in Call of Duty. I say again, I've played hundreds of hours of online games in the last year. I don't understand what dangerous, violent, racist rhetoric they're talking about experiencing online. Look, I'm a white guy. And very often, I choose to not use my microphone when I'm playing a game because I don't want to deal with retards online, okay? Half the time I'm playing a game that has the option to mute your teammates, I'll mute them because you always got some asshat playing their music in the background or with their microphone like breathing into their mic or some shit like that. So most of the time I mute my teammates. That's not because I'm worried about, you know, someone saying something that's going to hurt my fifis. I find people annoying half the time online, you know? Anti-white slur is a name for one of her dogs. Oh, you're right. I forgot about that. Yesterday, I joined an Oscars Discord to get an info about an awards show that was going on, and no joke, I said I don't think Demi Moore was good enough to win, and this trans Brazilian just went psychotic.
Are the best way to show someone how much you care.
Trans Brazilians, be careful with
like
those.
This tangible thing that you can point to and say, hey man, I love you, this many dollars worth.
The black women who claim racism is everywhere need a white husband with a mixed baby.
Dude, thanks for the 5 GDR, I appreciate it. And the funniest part is that a lot of these women, especially in this situation, who have actually been crapping on the mixed race people and saying, you're not black enough, you're too white passing, a lot of these same women will go on to marry thanks for subscribing, appreciate it, dude. Well, they'll go on to marry a white guy, right? And they'll have their own mixed race kids. And yet right now, at this moment in time, they're saying, if you're white passing or not black enough, you're out. You're not part of the bigger, you're not under the tent. You're not part of the club. It's bigger than a video game. You're right, lady, it is. It also proves why this space is necessary. Unless you have been doxxed, hate rated, received death threats, again, they never show receipts, or excluded from engagement due to the color. Who excludes, guys? I know a few people in the chat might. I'm not gonna name names. Can you imagine making the claim in 2025 that as a black woman, black female streamer, content creator of all of what, probably 25, 30 years old at the most, because most of these people are not past the age of 30. Can you imagine making the claim that you've been excluded from a gaming space of any sort because you're a black woman. Excluded how? In mixed lobbies, you can't be excluded. You get paired up with your teammates. You play a game. Like, what the hell is this? This is the problem with women playing video games. Okay, and I say this as somebody who has a daughter who loves video games, and I have no problem with women, girls, females playing video games. But this obsession they have with making video games like their social group or the drama that comes with it, it's like, if you don't like the person you're playing with, you play with somebody else. That's just the way a guy handles it. It's really not complicated. But for these women, it's like, oh no, one person one time said a word I didn't like, so everything in life is going to revolve around this one moment in time where somebody was mean to me online. Excluded by being promoted by the establishment. Tails, Twitch lives for this shit. Go to Twitch this month, any other month, like Pride Month, and you will see the promotion of people, anybody who's not a straight white male. 100%, all the time. I've got, my twins are 9, and then, that is a weird question. No, NS, I know, sometimes there's people asking weird questions, sometimes it's innocent. No, my kids are all slowly entering their teenage years from my oldest down to my twins, and they all love video games. My daughter's actually exceptional at them, except for Halo. My daughter's been playing the first Halo game the last couple nights, and she is dreadful at it. Like, genuinely awful. And it's a very simple game. She can play other games really well, but like, for some weird reason, Halo, it just kind of escapes her, you know? It's the weirdest thing. Say a prayer over my Call of Duty lobby and they can't join. Jason, I think he means like from the sharing personal details standpoint. NS is very protective. Only reason anyone's ever excluded in a video game is if the other players know you suck if you're not good at the game. Okay, but Wild, here's the thing. Like I said, most of the online games I play with, like, you know, random people. You get paired up with people based on, again, skill-based matchmaking, right? Someone sucking at the game you're playing together is a much bigger issue. Yeah. Creating a narrative about the org. Did we already get through all this? No, we didn't. We do not have many spaces to thrive in on Twitch. That is such a freaking lie. Once we started creating our own spaces, black women felt a sense of community. Okay, so they felt a sense of community despite the fact that every one of them is attacking these women for being light-skinned. The event yesterday was absolutely uplifting towards participants, despite the attempt to dim the light on the overall objective. Thank you to the tournament participants and members of BWOC. We will continue to stand with our marginalized community. Yeah, everyone chill. I'm not worried about Jason asking. NS, I appreciate you, buddy. Everyone can just chill. Let's tone it down. I generally think people focus too much on skills in video games. Skill in a game isn't all that important in the big picture. What do you mean it's not important? Operational security on YouTube is a misnomer. It's private, but not that private, yeah. Mayonnaise voodoo. Oh, you're one of those mayo people, yeah. Actually, I like... Don't get me wrong. Like, it's pretty obvious when certain people think they can get away with racism online, and it's kind of funny because it's like, I can say it, but you can't. I actually don't mind the anti-white slurs. I find them kind of funny. Like, when I hear them, I kind of laugh a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie. Men enjoy heroic, violent, sexist games. Women need to stop trying to change that. Yeah, for sure. Safe space, safe space. And here's the thing, guys. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I'd be the last person to go online and harass anybody. Look, okay, prime example. I should have brought the tweet up. There was a guy today on Twitter that I saw who was saying, I got a message from somebody who messaged me on Discord and said, you suck at this game. He was playing some game on ranked, probably Apex or Fortnite or whatever, playing ranked leagues. And the guy messaged him on Discord to tell him what shit, yeah, like how shitty he is at the game, right? Whatever. So he's like, oh yeah, well, my 7-year-old was playing on my account, so that's probably why. And the guy's like, dude, why is your 7-year-old playing ranked? And he's like, well, my 7-year-old's actually really good at Fortnite, but you know, it's just a game, it's a video game, whatever. And I'm like, look, there's two sides to this coin. On one hand, I would never message somebody on Discord to tell them how sucky they are at a video game. Unless I already knew them personally and I'm just kind of ribbing them. On the other hand, don't let your 7-year-old play ranked. What the hell, man? Like, why is your 7-year-old playing in a ranked lobby? When I was taking Apex Legends seriously before the game got super awful, I was playing ranked occasionally and I got pretty decent at it. And when you have a teammate who is somebody's 7-year-old, no way. Like, absolutely not. How many? I bought a sandwich today, they put mayonnaise on it. But yeah, the guy blames his 7-year-old for playing ranked, and I'm like, dude, why is your 7-year-old in a ranked lobby? So again, these people, and I will say these people because, again, I'm talking about the grifters, the posers, the fake gamers, talk about how they don't have a safe space, they don't have any share in the community. Melanin Minerals. I found this tweet by doing some Google searches for this all gold queen. Check out one of our lovely ambassadors, all gold queen, live on Twitch right now. So this company, Melanin Minerals, I'm not even kidding, this is what they're called. And hey, if there's skincare products that are designed for black people, that's great, that's awesome. I just know from somebody who spent a lot of time online, when you start seeing these kind of names in products, it tends to be people who are obsessed with their race. And of course, they have a few other people that they've sponsored as well. If you go through their posts, you'll see other content creators that are sponsored by them, that are partnered with them. This gal here, again, that's All Gold Queen, and then another one further down. It's just really funny that they act like they don't have any attention, any sponsorship, anywhere to be, but they need their safe spaces, their communities, you know? Their little private groups on Twitch, on Call of Duty. You don't want to be ashy. I got no problem with black people having skincare. Clearly, it's a thing. It exists for a reason. I got a problem with them always resorting to the fact that they use the word melanin for everything. Like, prime example, melanin gamers. You guys remember this toxicity rating thing? Melanin gamers. Another group that we talked about last year when all the Gamergate 2 stuff started kicking off, talking about Black Girl Gamers and Sweet Baby Inc., that was doing consulting for the gaming industry with their toxicity rating. You guys remember this one? They gave games toxicity ratings based on how racist and how hateful the speech was in the game. So if you go to the actual rating system itself, because again, remember they do diversity consultancy and all that crap, where is their actual toxicity rating that you can look up? Hang on a second. Why is this not clickable? This is a super easy thing to do. Why would you not make it where you could click on the website? That is so retarded. I'm like a barely functioning website host guy, and I can figure this out. You don't even make this a hyperlink? Seriously? Holy crap. That's insane. Sounds like a racist 4chan meme. These are DEI consultants. These guys were around back when Sweet Baby Inc. was getting exposed. Lesbian scissoring should be an Olympic sport. I'm not even going to say, would you watch that, though, because I know most people probably would. Games are supposed to be toxic to be a game. Not all games ought to be. Most of the good ones are. But, Susano, the thing is, the issue it always boils down to is people who can't differentiate between playful ribbing, shit-talking, and actual hate speech. Again, I hate the term hate speech. Despise it. Absolutely despise it. 2-hour stream wife aggro. She'll be okay. The thing is, she hasn't come out here yet, so she's probably still working. The minute I hear her come out here and she turns off her computer, it's like, okay, I better be done. You don't have black girl magic? I will never have black girl magic. Let me see. No such thing as hypocrisy in war. No, because again, with war, they view everything as allies, and I hate that. I hate that term ally. They're experts at fetus deletus. Oof. So, their rating system. If you guys remember this, I don't know if all of you guys saw this at the time, but they have ratings for all these different games. Call of Duty. 78% of respondents reported experiencing toxicity playing Call of Duty Online. These people have been trying to mellow out and dumb down and water down your gaming experiences online for a long time because they're all very sensitive. They're all terrified of hearing anything that offends them, when the reality is most people are just going to brush it off. I mean, look, I think most black gamers, people who are gamers first and also happen to be black, don't care. I think they legitimately don't care, you know? But unfortunately, it's the small percentage of these activists who've taken over who are making everything about race and sexuality and orientation and all that. Toxicity score, the higher the better. Again, I don't even trash talk online. You guys know I'm a very mellow dude. Like, I don't talk shit online typically. That being said, I don't care if it happens. Racism, 75%. Gender discrimination, 67%. Direct violent threats, 90%. 90%! 90% of people that they surveyed say that they had a direct violent threat through Call of Duty. That is not even possible. Not possible. It's like, who did you ask? Oh, crude humor, 79%. Sexual content, 74%. Controlled substance conversation, 82%. All right, well, depends on if they have like 420 in their name. Of course, this whole thing is a joke. If you look at like Minecraft, it's 62%. 62% of people who play Minecraft online report that there's been toxicity while playing Minecraft. I mean, this is a joke. And these are people who are melanin gamers who are supposed to be doing diversity consulting for game companies, right? Yeah, rookie numbers. We gotta pump those numbers up. Come on. Again, this ties directly back to black girl gamers, who we haven't heard much about recently, but they still exist. And the entire reason we even heard about them was because they branched out from a gaming community where they're like, okay, we have to gather around these poor black women who feel like they can't play games with other people because reasons. Some I'm sure experienced some racism. Some probably experienced some mean things online. I'm not going to say they didn't. But the vast majority of them, it's like, do you really need 10,000 black women around the globe to play games with each other? I don't understand. Like, my friend group, when I was playing games online with people that I met through Twitch, there was one guy, full-blooded Mexican from Mexico, lived in the United States, but his family was Mexican. The other guy was a half Italian, half Mexican guy from California. Another guy was a black guy. He was from, his parents were from Africa, so his parents were literally like first-generation immigrants. Then you had a gal that I knew that was Canadian. And it's like, then I met like a half Chinese guy. It's like, I had the most diverse group of people that you could ever ask for when I was playing video games with a select group of people online, streaming Twitch and stuff. Nobody ever complained about things that were said online. Nobody ever complained about racism. And we all had different political ideologies. We all had different beliefs. And it's like, we got along great. It was just good times. Much fun was had by all. But then you get people like this ruining the fun for everybody else. So Bully Hunters found a big outlier for their business. Yeah, exactly. Sounds like my 6 years in Houston. Premise of the game will inherently have certain levels of gravitation in people that display particular behaviors that you simply cannot keep away. That's called the target audience. Oh yeah, and she was kind of a stalker. She was crazy, but I haven't actually talked to her in a couple of years now. But no, I mean, just saying, I have played with diverse groups of people, and not a single one of them has ever been like, I can't go online and play because X, Y, or Z. You know? People that don't leave the house or something. We're all gay behind the keyboard. Yeah, I've had my moments. Ghetto except for the Woodlands. Yeah, I mean, that Houston's probably not like high on my list of places to visit when I finally get to Texas one day. I went to Oklahoma a couple years back, but we didn't get over to Texas. They don't ruin the fun for you until you mention them. Yeah, well, see, the thing, Jason, is a lot of people don't realize that groups like this exist. It's those of us who spend too much time online and look into this stuff that you realize that anytime you start to see the push in video games to, virtue signal, whether it's Pride Month or Black History Month or any sort of like, again, marginalized group, because for whatever reason, this gal here, the one who organized this Call of Duty group, the fact of the matter is, she's not just black, she's black and gay, or she's black and an ally to gay people. And because of that, she has to, again, ally with people who are black women first and gay people first. It's like there's always an agenda, and then there's the agenda that they push into the games industry, and these are the people that get jobs as consultants or writers, and you start to notice little by little. Like when I wasn't plugged into all this shit online, and after the first couple of years of playing Apex Legends, I noticed everything suddenly had gotten really, really gay with the game. It's like, wait a second. Okay, so sure, Gibby was gay. He's always been gay, but it wasn't a thing. Now we have the trans character. Now we have half a dozen gay characters. Now we have everyone's got their gay costumes, their Pride Month banners, everything else. And it's like, why is all this stuff in the game? Oh, it's because people like this, right? Houston's awesome if you know where to go. Well, I mean, that's kind of the same for a lot of people. I need good teammates. That's all I care about. Yeah, exactly. The distance makes them think they're safe to say whatever they want, not saying this is a good thing or a bad thing. No, people talk tough online. Why can't the activists just see people? Because here's the thing. whether they are true believers and they believe that all this stuff really, really matters, or if they believe that this stuff is just going to make them famous or rich. Like I said, the entire purpose of this Call of Duty group, I doubt the prize money is probably more than $500. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's $10,000, and that makes it all the more important for women who are marginalized and don't have as many opportunities to win that prize money. Okay, fine. So let's say the Call of Duty prize money is only $500. The reality is the benefit that these women are trying to get isn't just the prize money. It's this visibility that they're going to get by being allied with these other women that are just like them, where they're going to push each other's channels up or push each other's online presence to the forefront. It's like anything else. It's a grifting circle jerk, is all it is. These aren't their tried and tested views. Who knows? Shotgun Town, huh? Perhaps we're all just slugs to them. That's possible too. No, Susano, honestly, some of them probably are true believers. I guarantee that there are a certain percentage of these people. You know what it is? The people that reply online are probably the ones who've been duped into believing that a lot of this shit is legitimately the thing. That believe that by being born black, you are instantly disadvantaged disproportionately to other. Let's say, again, I came from a poor white family in California when I was born. We didn't have 2 cents to our name, and my parents had 4 kids, and it's like a lot of expenses and hard work and a lot of hours and bankruptcies and everything else just to get to where I can finally have a roof over my head where I don't have to move every 6 months. Saying that on top of that, it's like, well, you're more privileged than a rich black person because you're white. It's like, how does that work? It doesn't make any sense. How many sock puppet accounts? That's true. But GDR, I don't think they actually enjoy games. I think they're just as bad as some of the anti-woke crowd, where it's all about grifting for some of them and just trying to get as many likes on Twitter or YouTube views or whatever, where it's all about, hey, I'm just going to go with whatever the next big thing is, and if I'm wrong, I'm just going to pretend I wasn't wrong, I'm just going to go to the next thing, At the end of the day, most people are motivated by money. It's the ultimate motivator. Yeah, guys, I'm going to hit the hay too. I need some sleep. I know you guys were all reminding me it's bedtime. I told them I had 2 hours, so we're a little over. I'm about to say, you're just now coming out here, so. They could do real work, they wouldn't be bothering with this nonsense? No, they wouldn't. Although it is really funny, one thing I will say before we wrap up here is it has always cracked me up. The people that are, guys, I need more subs, I need more donations, I'm a full-time content creator, I'm doing this full-time. It's like, I get it, at some point you have to pull the trigger and try to do it full-time if that's what you really want to do. But full-time content creation, especially as a Twitch streamer, not exactly the smart move. Like, you're far better off, I would say, go get a safe, secure job, even if it's not the best job in the world, and then stream when you can. But so many of these people are like, oh no, I have to be like the next, ISO Speed or Kai Senate or one of these. It's like insane.
I like to.
It's just not.
Do I need to be liked? Absolutely not.
Not the way to go.
I like to be. Do I need to be liked? Absolutely not.
You got rated, we kept you up. No, it's okay, BK.
Enjoy being
Smash
liked.
came in, 20, 30 minutes early.
To be liked.
When he's done that before and it's been like almost midnight, I'm like, oh no. Hey, Smeg, thanks for the 5 gifted, dude. Appreciate it. Yeah, I know, Smeg. All right, guys, I am going to wrap it up, though. Hopefully this dies down because I don't want to talk about this again. This has been like I said, this has been the most interesting, mentally exhausting shit to keep track of, because all of a sudden my Twitter feed today was nothing but this whole conversation about black versus mixed race versus black women in gaming, and it's like, it's been completely retarded. But yeah, Smigs, thanks again for the 5, and NS, thanks for the 20 today, dude. You were like insane, man. We can go all night. We could go all night, but I do have to work tomorrow, and my wife is ready to go to bed, so I'm gonna go to bed too. One more game. I was just telling my kids about that because, they're like, hey, sometimes when you say, okay, we'll get it next time, and then the next time is worse. I'm like, yeah, guys, that's the one more game philosophy. It always is a mistake. It never pans out. You should never go one more game, Follow the money? Well, BK, that's the inevitable conclusion it usually comes to, is that there's always somebody funding something. NS is definitely one of them. If here's the thing, guys, if this was all about just making money, I would just play Helldivers, because there's this one guy who's a subscriber on the channel. I can't remember if Helldiver's a member or not, but he's on Discord too. And his first time on my stream, he dropped like $70 in donos and then bought me a copy of Helldivers 2. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, I didn't even know who this guy was. And he comes around from time to time, and it's like, if I just wanted to make money every Friday, I'd be like, well, if I play Helldivers, this guy might show up, and and I'm not about that. I want to have good conversations. I want to enjoy the games I enjoy, talk to you guys, and whatever comes of it is a blessing on top of that. So, did you get on Smash's show? I was on Smash JT's stream about a week ago, week and a half. I dropped in for like 2 hours, 3 hours or something. I don't know, but it's only one more game. No. Normal person? That's okay. I am okay with being a normal person. I am okay with that. All the money about the story, not the race issue. Okay, I got you. All right, guys. I'm going to pull the plug. It is that time. We're gonna give the stream the Canadian healthcare and end it. Put it out of its misery. Not here to watch people that don't have lives outside of their content. Works for me is all. I appreciate that. I should interview Trump, although he'd probably tell me I'm fired, because I'm sure I'd ask him questions he doesn't want to answer. Hey guys, again, just real quick before I forget, you guys, the ones that came from Smash's raid, the ones who have been here, the ones who donated, the ones who just subbed, the ones who have just been here hanging out. I appreciate all of you guys. You've been freaking awesome. I stream every Monday night. We do this regularly. Typically, I'm finishing up after Smash, after New Blackstreet and a few other guys, or Moxie's channel too. If you guys come from any of those, we're all kind of on the same time. So I do appreciate the ones who come here and hang out. Yeah, man, that good old Canadian healthcare, it works every time. All right, guys, I'm sleeping. Later. Oh yeah, can't forget Hypnotic. Can't leave him out of it. All right, now I'm leaving.